Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. I'm your host, Cooley. We got another episode today. We got 6 lovely ladies on the panel. And we got a special guest. I met this man when I came out to 8 at the table, and he was cool. We hit it off, perfectly on the podcast. He's actually from Jersey like I am too. Homie from Carteret. I'm from Rollway. We like neighbors pretty much. Give it up to my man, Rico Hondo.
Thank you.
Give it up to my man, Rico Hondo.
I appreciate claps, but I prefer drum rolls.
Oh, we're not doing that.
What I do?
Now that just let me know. That just let me know who really don't rock with me.
Remember, we don't do favors or
That wasn't a favor. That was a command. It's a little different.
That's crazy. Not a command.
It's a little different.
So we gonna get into everyone introducing themselves, and then we're gonna Rico's gonna go last as a special guest. But let's start with you. Let's get your name, your age, and where you're from.
Hey, my name is Janae. I'm 29 and I'm from Jersey City.
Jersey City, okay. What do you do for a living?
Right now, I am bartending. I do have my degrees in the medical field, though, so I plan on utilizing those towards the end of the year.
Okay. What medical field?
So I'm a certified medical assistant, a phlebotomist, an EKG tech, and a ICD-10 medical billing and coding specialist.
Dang, you do all the medical stuff. I'm in the medical field. I'm a medical agent, so I work in.
Thank you.
And you do everything.
A little bit.
What's your relationship status?
Single.
Single. You said that with confidence.
Single.
Okay. How long you been single for?
For my whole life.
Okay.
3 decades, bro.
All of that.
So you're 29. No kids?
1.
Well,
Okay, so I guess.
You
He don't count.
Go ahead, Rico.
the one that gave you a baby don't count?
No, because he cheated the whole time, so I don't consider that a relationship. He just
Oh,
ended
but
up.
guess what? We consider that relationship.
All right, so I mean, okay, so
Yeah, go ahead.
Did y'all live
as
together?
of now, no, we didn't live together. It was a very confusing situation. It was something that wasn't supposed to be something. It ended up being something, and then one thing led to another, and I had to be an adult and assume responsibility, and that's how I became a mom.
Okay, so y'all didn't get into anything serious at all after you had a kid or before? Okay,
No,
so he was baby daddy right off the bat.
It wasn't
you my
supposed
baby
to,
daddy?
No, it wasn't supposed to be that way. When I wanted the mom and dad and son. I wanted the family picture.
Yeah.
That's, as a first time mom, it wasn't ideal for me to be a single mom or to have a baby dad. I wanted to have a husband. I wanted to have the family, things like that. But sometimes you just cannot force somebody to want the same things as you. So at one point you have to just accept your fate and just keep it moving. And that's what I did.
Okay, true. All right, thanks for the story, the backstory on that, but it makes sense. Let's move right along. Yourself, name, age, where you from?
My name is Sin or Sincere, and I'm from Dover. And what else did you say?
Name, age,
24. I just turned 24 on May 4th, and I feel like I'm old because every time I squat, my knees play the xylophone. But we're not going to talk about that.
Every time you
Every time I squat, my knees go.
So you cannot be a sin.
So I can't be a sinner. I mean,
We need them to squat.
just like how, huh?
Yep.
You want me to squat?
Not me.
Can you make sure she's good?
Trying to get me in trouble.
Oh.
Where's Dover? What is that? Where is
Oh
that?
man, I feel like it's kind of like redneck land a little bit. But if you guys know where Harrisburg is, it's about 30 minutes away.
From Harrisburg?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I
Oh,
drove
okay.
2 hours here.
All right. So you drove to the pod to show some love. That's what's up. Your relationship status. Oh, you took too long. It's complicated.
No. So I'm gonna say single. I'm
Single, but a nigga hitting it because you thought you thought I was getting dick, but he ain't really doing his other job, so I'm single.
I won't say hitting it, but he's.
Are you a virgin?
He's away. No.
He's away.
He's away.
He in jail.
I want him. No, he's actually in the Army, military.
Oh, okay.
But
He's serving our country.
I like, yeah, per.
You better claim that nigga.
I'm trying to, but I don't want to
Putting his
be
life
like
on the
I'm
line
too.
for you.
I don't know about that.
He's not claiming her.
Not that.
It is
not that he's claiming
sincere,
me.
be sincere.
No, I am being sincere though. But the gag is that I don't want to,
The gag, knees crackling. I'm just adding everything up.
No.
There's a lot of frustration.
Yes.
There's a lot of frustration here.
Good catch, Rico.
I don't want to seem like I don't want to say like desperate, but like we're keeping it slow right now. So we'll see what happens.
By
after
whose choice?
Both. I'll say both.
Can I say Fugazee?
You can say Fugazee on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So pretty much he's
false. You don't believe me?
False.
Oh, you don't believe me?
I don't know. It's crazy.
Oh man, but listen, that's really what it is though. Because if I wanted a person, then I could have had them. Because there are people on the roster, I'm just not interested.
And those ones.
And those ones. Even though
but
they are nice.
This guy you are interested in, but he's not giving you that commitment.
I wouldn't.
Just be honest.
I guess we could say, okay, I'm trying to fluff it up a little bit.
Thank you.
You guys
Fugazi.
But listen though, because I feel like that would.
No, I don't care what you feel. Just tell me what it is. Just that's all.
What it is that right now we're just friends. So I'll just put it like that. We're just.
But you really like him.
I like him.
I love him. You fucking
It'd be like that.
I wouldn't say love him, but it's been a couple months.
Let's move on to the next guest. Name, age, and where you from?
My name is Denise. I am 37, and I am originally from North Jersey, and I live in Bethlehem.
Okay, Denise, 37 years old. All right. What do you do for a living?
I am a licensed esthetician and business owner.
Business owner.
Yes.
You own that business. That
I own my spa room. Yeah.
You own your spa
Yes.
room. Okay, nice. Good for you. And relationship status.
Single.
Single. How long?
Too long.
2
years.
2 years.
2.5 years, yes.
Okay, that's not that long. You're 37, so that kind of fell apart when you was around 35, 34.
Prior to that, but
A
yes.
little bit prior to that.
Yes.
So you've been single for a little bit longer than 2 years.
In my head, yes.
In your head, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I see. That makes sense.
This
So
is
that means
crazy.
that you was with the nigga. You've been mentally left a relationship, and you was just dealing with that situation because
Correct.
he was lacking, but you felt comfortable in his lacking, comfortable enough to stay with him for that time being. But mentally, you was going. Physically, he would maybe you let him hit it once every 2 weeks. I'm right.
How does
Do you
he
want?
know?
Do you want me to be blunt?
Go ahead.
Can I be blunt?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I wanted to hit it every day
No Fugazi. So he wasn't hitting it.
with him. No, I wanted him
You wanted
sexually
but so he didn't want
because I was
you.
the guy. No, of course he did.
Okay, so y'all was having sex every day then?
All the time.
Oh, okay. All
It
right,
was
so
great.
sex wasn't the issue.
Yeah, no, that wasn't an issue.
Okay, so
he was just lazy.
He was. Oh, okay. There we go. He was inadequate.
Absolutely.
A lazy man.
Very lazy.
That's a very feminine trait. He was feminine.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense. I'm not
But
saying.
Cooley,
Oh, go ahead, Rico. What you got to add?
he was drained.
No.
I can't.
He was drained. You know how tired it is to have sex? You know
That's
how many of these
valid
little
point.
things that I
Energy.
let go?
You was taking
Wouldn't
his
that
life
be nice?
force.
Wouldn't that be nice?
And then you blame him?
He did say that I was like a man.
No, you was a horn dog.
I am a horn dog.
But can I?
But you know
Is
what?
this nigga alive?
Now,
I just want to know.
Yes, because
Okay, he is alive.
I know it because he answered my Instagram message, so I know he's
Okay,
alive.
I got
That's
you.
the only way.
I got you. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
rest in peace to bro.
Yeah, bro. Cool. So you was you single? Been single for 2 years or so. And what about you? Name, age, and where you from?
My name's Deja. I'm 26 and I'm from Allentown.
26, Allentown, Deja. What do you do for a living?
I'm a flight attendant.
Word.
Yeah, I guess.
So name a place you've been. The craziest place.
I just came back from London. That was my first time.
Okay.
It was cold. It was a lot of black people there though, so I was hyped. I was like, okay, black people popping
Word.
off.
How much was that flight?
Free.
So what's up, Libra?
You can become a flight attendant. Oh, we friends because when I asked you to give me my bag, it was too much.
Sneakers.
I don't need that. I needed my CarMax, but it's fine.
Word. So flight attendant, Deja, 26, relationship status. Single. How long?
Forever.
So you never been in a relationship? Ain't no nigga never was like, listen, baby girl, I need your time, attention, and all that. Let me give you this commitment.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't think I want that right now. So,
Got you. So it was the wrong nigga that did that.
Wrong.
Because if the right nigga would have did it, you would have been like, huh?
It was time. It was a lot. It was timing. It was age. It was,
Okay.
things.
All right. Cool. Let's move right along over here. Name, age, and where you from?
My name is Nelly. I'm 35 and I'm from Allentown.
35, Allentown. What do you do for a living?
I'm a nurse assistant.
Nurse assistant. Okay.
CNA.
CNA.
Almost 20 years.
Okay. Dang. All right. Word. That's what's up. And relationship status?
I'm in a relationship going on a year.
Going on a year. Word. Okay.
And I was single for like 3 or 4 years before that.
3 or 4
this
years
is like
before that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
what? I don't know.
he said, because the audience couldn't hear you. My guy back there saying, does he watch the podcast? She said no to the viewers that's listening.
I watch the podcast.
She watched the podcast. Okay. That's what's up. Thank you for that. Name, age, and where you from?
My name's Kylie. I'm 23 years old and I'm from Jersey, North Jersey.
23. A lot of people from Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
I do medical billing at an imaging center.
Okay. Nice. Dang, everyone is in the medical field. And,
Yeah.
All right. Cool. And relationship status?
I'm single.
Single. How long?
Since like October.
October? What
Yeah.
that nigga do?
No, it was like both of our faults. He was like
Ooh,
3 years younger than me.
Here.
What?
I said a little bit accountability. Do I hear?
Yeah, definitely.
Both of you's fault. Name one thing you did in a relationship wrong that hindered it, and one thing he did in a relationship wrong that hindered it.
I dressed like how he didn't want me to, and he would tell me not to, and like I didn't really care. But no, I was just like getting comfortable in my own skin, so I felt like I deserved to, but like I wasn't realizing that I was simultaneously disrespecting him.
But now you do realize that.
Yeah, and him, just like verbal abuse.
Verbal abuse because you was dressing promiscuous.
No,
so like you dang whore.
No,
What are you doing?
no, it's not even. No, it's just we were both wrong.
Both wrong.
Yeah.
So verbal abuse. Okay, so verbal. Okay, cool. I'll let you slide for right now.
Okay.
But you was being no fugazi. You took accountability. You was like, yeah, I was dressing delicious, and this nigga ain't like it.
Yeah, but also like he could have been out with me, but he wasn't able to because he wasn't 21. So that's not that's not my fault.
God, you're a kid.
So you taking accountability away a little bit.
No,
now.
it's like I'm not gonna say I was fully wrong, but I definitely was wrong with what I was wearing, for sure.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, on the lines of you going out with, because we actually spoke about this on the last podcast, but you taking accountability, so I ain't even gonna get on you. I think you seems like you fixed your mindset, so.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's move right along.
You can dress sexy and like not have to be showing everything off is what I realized.
Yes.
Like you
Question
can still
for
look
you.
sexy but not have to be showing everything off.
Question for you. Actually, no. I think you said enough on that. I'm not gonna get on you because you took accountability, so I think you're aware. Special guest, my man Rico. You want to give an intro? You got, what you got coming up? Any new ventures? You know what I mean? What you got going on, Rico?
First of all, thank you for having me, Cooley.
Yo, I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate you for coming, man.
Nah,
You ain't have to come, but you had.
Nah.
You're a busy man.
Nah, I had to come.
Bet.
Pause.
He said, pause.
So my name is Rico Hondo. You what?
I caught it. That was it.
Good job. You got it right. They're watching. All right, so my name is Rico Hondo. I'm from New Jersey. I just turned 30, so I'm not, I ain't no kid no more. You feel me?
Hey.
My big boy tings, you feel me? Because at 30, you ain't got no excuses to not have shit together.
That's right.
You feel me?
right.
At 29, I literally, it was like 2 a.m. and I was 30 for 2 hours, and I realized, I I can't have an excuse. See, 29 is like, yo, yeah, I don't got this together. Oh, you still 29? But an hour after, you 30 years old, bro. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? So it's a big difference. Y'all, you're going to be there. You coming up. So, but yeah, so I'm from Jersey. I'm 30 years old. I have a 2-year-old daughter, and me and her mother are together. We live in Jersey. As you said before, I can't tell you exactly where because I got stalkers out here.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I've been doing the entertainment industry in total for about a decade.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
man.
so 21, I started off as a music artist. I signed my first record deal with EMI Music. Then I ventured off there. I did modeling with like Cardi B, many celebrities. And then I went into television. I did 5 TV shows. And then I had my own company. So I'm an entrepreneur. But I sold winter coats. And, you know, during the pandemic, well, actually in 2018, I was podcasting, but during the pandemic, podcasting really blew up for me. So now that's something that I tackle as well. So I've been around the board when it comes to entertainment, but I got a new song dropping. It's called Big Hondo. I'm not sure when this will be aired, but it might be dropped. So if it is dropped, go stream it, right? I also just did one of the main leads, the second main lead in a new movie called Burden of 9 Lives. That's going to be dropping at the end of 2023. So make sure y'all be on the lookout for that too. Appreciate it.
Man, you got to say everything, bro.
Yeah, because like we from the same area about, right? Yeah. So, you know, exactly. You feel me? So, well, where we grew up, ain't nobody really doing much. You know what I'm saying? Facts. And some people are doing better in a sense where they're not, you know, risking their lives, but they're not doing something that is going to be reaching out to the masses.
Facts.
So, you know, I want to say congrats to you too and your team.
Yeah,
you know, and you guys are doing your thing.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man.
Shout out to Rawway.
Prison City.
Shout out to Prison City. Hey. You know what I'm saying? From the P. You know what I'm saying? And you know, everybody else. You know, my biggest thing that I'm trying to do now is trying to tell everybody that, especially an inner city kid or a kid who grew up in a low income area, listen, bro, I done made 6 figures speaking my voice. You feel me? We don't gotta do anything else. You don't gotta play a sport. You don't gotta go to corporate. All you gotta do is build your mind and speak your voice and utilize that, and you can make some real money. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the messages that I want to push out to the kids that are in that position.
Yo, that's fire, bro. That's dope. That's mad dope. So we're gonna get into the first question, ladies and gent. We're gonna start right with you. Nelly, right?
Yeah.
We're going to start with Nelly, and we're going to go around this way. Guys go last. So me and Rico, we always go last. And we answer the questions differently anyway. But
and her, she said she was the man.
Oh yeah, you this, us balanced. 3 niggas go last. No.
I am them boys.
So Nelly, we're going to start with you, right? So who do you who's more likely to be told who's more likely to be told what they want to hear? Men or women? And why?
Say that again?
Who's more likely to be told what they want to hear? Men or women?
What they want to hear?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm on the spot. What? Really? Oh my God.
Side eye.
I think us.
Women? Okay, and why?
Listen.
Oh my goodness. No, why did you start with me? Oh my God.
You got this. Want me to come back to you?
Yes, please.
Okay, but you said women, so let's go back to your why.
All right.
Okay, let's go with you. You said your name? I'm bad with
Kylie.
names.
It's okay,
Kylie.
so am I.
Who do you think is more likely to be told what they want to hear, men or women?
Probably women.
And why?
One, because a lot of men just want like one thing usually, or that's like the prize. So they, you know, want to get that.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want to deal with our drama.
Okay.
Yeah. Like they don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? So they're just going to be like, tell us what we want to hear.
That was very no Fugazee. Cool.
Yeah.
And moving right along to you. You said your name was again?
Janae.
Janae, who do you think is more likely to be told what they want to hear, men or women?
I'm gonna say men.
Okay, why?
Because I mean, through experience, I have been told things that I don't want to hear, and sometimes it's just the harsh reality.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of men, you being yourself, are just honest, and I feel like sometimes women just like they can't accept it, and so that's why they're like dramatic about it, or they they throw their tantrums and things like that. But I'm gonna say men because I personally feel like sometimes their feelings just aren't really valued. Let me try to put this in correct words. Like,
sure.
Like I said before, like from my experience, this is my personal experience. I've been told things straight up. I like it. I mean, sometimes it's hard to swallow the truth, especially like in a situation where like you're dating or something, and a guy is just like, well, I just want to hit it and that's it. And it's just like, damn, but I appreciate the honesty. So, you're giving me the opportunity to, decide whether or not that's something that I want to do. So that's where I stand with it. I feel like I'm going to say men.
Okay, so you said men because their emotions aren't really considered. So I'm trying to correlate it. So men are being told, more likely to be told that it just doesn't correlate for me really too much.
So like, okay, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to put the words together to try to understand. So like, I'm not gonna lie, I had a situation where like I was dating someone for beneficial reasons.
Okay.
And I made it seem like it was gonna be this big thing, and when it wasn't. So that's why I said. So for me, it was more of a personal. So you're saying that? Okay, I'm connecting the dots now. So like what she said, women. She chose women, and what she correlated is because men want to have sex, so men are going to tell women what they want to hear so they can get sex. Now you're saying women are going to tell men what they want to hear when they want to get resources. Right.
Okay. Cool. Moving right along.
Sincere. You ain't no
sincere.
And that's what it is. Thank you. But
I know a sinner when I see one.
I would say. So I'm going to have to say women only, and this is just from my experience. Yeah. I like to live in La La Land sometimes, and I just started to realize that. So
really?
Stop, don't play with me. Don't play with me.
Right.
But the reason why I say that is because recently, and I think it's also because of social media too, but like as soon as I turned 24, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get my life together. I need to get married. I need to have a child. That's only because I've seen all these other people doing that, and I just had a conversation with my best friend actually.
Wait, so what's the answer to the question?
Women.
Okay, cool. And why?
It's women because, like I said, I live in La La Land, and I was going to
Okay, so is women because they live in La La Land?
That's because of me, from my personal experience.
From your personal experience. Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. So women because they live in La La Land, so people want to just make sure they still living in La La Land, so let's just tell them anything because they already in La La Land.
Not tell them everything. I would like you to be straight up, but yeah.
Okay.
But I just do that just so I don't get my feelings hurt.
You said you would want people to be straight up?
I would like them to, but I've never had that before.
You sure exactly you would like someone to be straight up?
I would like to. I feel like I can take it. I'm very good with criticism.
Well, not only that. Let's say if guys was straight up, then you would disqualify them. The reason being is because the reason being is because they would approach you and say, "Hey,
I'm trying to hit.
You look very good, and I'm trying to smash right now. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know nothing because that's honest. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know what you do for a living. I don't care about none of that. I'm trying to dig in them guts. Raw dog.
Yeah, we're not.
Maybe splat somewhere too. Who knows?
Oh Lord.
But that'll be raw, and you would disqualify him, right? So that means that you don't want that.
Unless he's Rico.
I feel like I would though, because that's just wasting my time.
No, look, think about it. If you did, and let's say every guy was honest, you would disqualify every guy in the world.
Not every guy.
Besides Jesus and Adam, all men in history. Those are the only two.
Rico.
Y'all serious?
Cooley, you keep excluding me, man.
Oh yeah, and Rico too.
Thank you.
Me, myself, and I personally too. I mean, but I'm just saying.
There's 4 of us.
But just most people.
There's exceptions to the rule here.
And so you're saying that every guy
I'm just saying most men, generally speaking, most men would hit most females.
Right, because they hit anything that has legs, basically. Well, that's what I've seen. I'm not trying to. Hey, listen.
Maybe we just hit anything that's sincere.
What are you trying to say?
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm always
I'm good
sincere,
at this.
but I'm very selective. And that's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
And, if that's what you're saying.
You gave your reason. Let's move on.
Wait,
go ahead. What you got, Rico?
Wait, hold on.
What?
Is that Kim right there?
Carry on.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, you said your name was?
Denise.
I'm gonna remember
D-Nice.
that. D-Nice.
D-Nasty. D-Money.
Oh, you got all these masculine
Denise.
names.
Okay.
Facts.
Let's just go with Denise.
There was no D song.
What about D-Man?
You said D-Nice, D-Money. I play with all them niggas. I play with all D-Nice, D-Nasty. I play with all them. I ain't see you on a call. I'm messing with you. But Denise, to answer the question, because you maybe have forgot who we were all talking, but who's more likely to be told what they want to hear, men or women, and why?
Women.
Why?
Because women are emotional, men are logical.
Straightforward to it. All right, Denise, we gonna move right along to you, ma'am.
I'm gonna say women, because we have more options. You know, guys know we have more options, so they're just gonna try to say whatever to, get what
So
they
be
want.
the main option. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, you took it another angle. Makes sense. Logical
Why
statement.
are you looking at me like that?
We're gonna have a conversation. Me and the Libra.
Oh, okay.
We know.
We got Nelly. You the only one. You had the time.
No.
What you got?
Yes. I say women because we are emotional, like Denise said. Because we want to know the truth. Like, we don't got time for, like, what's up? Either we taking it serious or we're not. So we want to know from the rip, like, what it is, because we don't want to waste our time.
Okay.
One thing I don't like is my time being wasted. I'm getting older, so I don't got time for that shit. I got my own everything. So
Do you mind if I chime in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
When you're done.
Go ahead.
Are you done?
You good?
So I was just sitting here thinking, and I'm listening to everyone's story, and you just set a light bulb up in my head. Are we, like, as far as like women being emotional, things like that, like I said, another thing that backs up why I said men is because, like, let's say they're masculine, they're supposed to be the providers, they're supposed to be the head of the household. So, like, you never want to, like, make them feel less of a man. So you tell them what they would want to hear, because I feel like if you tell a man something opposite, he's gonna take it as you're making me feel like less of a man. So that's another point I wanted to make as well, to elaborate more on why I just said that men. I feel like men are most likely.
Well, I disagree with that, ma'am.
Yeah, I think, like, how are you supposed to help them grow if you're just, like, being a yes woman, like, telling them that everything they're doing is correct? And
which is true.
Yeah, like,
absolutely. But
I think it's good to encourage them and, like, positive reinforcement, but there's always room for better as well. And
but not every man, is able to be receptive of that information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess it just depends.
We still talking on the same question. She's pretty much saying that she's still giving her standpoints on why men are more likely to be told what they want to hear. And she's giving her reasoning behind it. She disagreed with it. I disagree as well, but Rico, I'll let you...
I disagree. Well, first and foremost, right?
Yeah.
To Janae.
Yes.
Right? To piggyback off of what she just said, I disagree of the reasoning, okay?
Yeah.
So, like, there's a way that you talk to a man in general, right? So if you're talking down to a man who's a provider, is disrespectful, and it actually shows a level of, ungratefulness, especially if he's breaking his back working some type of labor job to provide for you and the family, but yet you acting and or talking this way. That's the crazy part, that I think it's not that they can't take it, it's just that you have the audacity. I think, like, that's a difference in my perspective.
Yeah.
Now, to answer the question is... who's likely to not be able to take?
Yeah, who's more likely to be told what they want to hear, men or women?
Women, right? Yeah. And it's really, I don't even think it's from a point from them being emotional. Mm-hmm. I think that women have been accustomed to being lied to since they were kids. We were selling you a dream Sincere probably loves Disney when she was a kid, right?
Listen.
Did you like Disney?
I did.
Exactly. Disney lied to you, right? So now when
Multiple times.
so
Because it's not happening.
exactly. So in order for see, like I had this OG coming to my job a long time ago, right? And he said to me, he broke up with his girlfriend. He was like 60, 70 years old. He had like a 20, 30-year-old girl. And I said, why'd you break up with her? He said, because she didn't realize that she wanted to be lied to. And I said, what do you mean? He said, I asked every girl when I first meet them, how do you want to be treated? And she had the audacity to tell me she wanted to be treated like she was the only one. Well, you already in La La Land because you ain't the only one. And you never will be. So I have to lie and act as if you are the only one to make you feel like you are the only one. Stop it, Sincere, right? So what I'm saying is I agree, right? Because women want to be a princess. You are not a princess, right? Some may, but you got to think about it. In history of time, how many princesses and regular women were there? There was a big difference in ratio.
Facts.
Right? So you want to be a princess or treated like a princess and you're not. So the only way I can do that is if I lie. You know what I'm saying? So like you have to be lied to, and then that's why you can't take the truth, because you've been accustomed to being lied to since you was a little girl, running around with a doll, thinking that you was a princess, and you wasn't. You was a badass snotty-nosed kid.
Sometimes I want to be lied to.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I want to be told what I want to be told.
Wait a minute.
It's one of those things
I would rather the truth.
Tell me it, but just like
don't get hurt.
don't tell me too much. Like just tell me a little bit. Give me like little doses, you know?
For none of that.
But see, then we do this, right?
Yeah.
So let's say I date Deja, and she tell me she want to be lied to. So I start lying to her until I didn't tell her enough truth. And it's like, I'm wrong because I couldn't find the balance. But then I date this Libra, who's the same zodiac, who just want nothing but me to be real.
Yeah.
Period.
But I'm so used to lying to Deja, I feel like I gotta lie to her too.
You got accustomed to it, so you were just like, hey.
Just little drops. That's all I'm saying. Just don't
all or
pour the
nothing.
whole cup
It's
at
all or nothing.
once.
It's either we going right or we going left. That's it.
That's facts.
There's no in between when we talking about a liar and a truth teller. You feel me? Like, that's why I'm the type to do what Cooley said. I just wanna sleep with you. I don't want you to love me. You can like me, but don't love me. Cause I don't have no intentions on loving you. But I think you look good as hell. And I think that we can actually have some real good times in the bedroom. That's as far as we're gonna go.
My nigga.
But if
You know
start,
what's crazy?
if you start loving me, I promise you, I'm gonna stop talking to you.
I had a guy tell me that one
And
time.
you had sex with him, did you or did you not?
I sure did.
You see what I'm saying, bro?
I'm not gonna lie,
But
same.
it was because so
His
like we were
value
at
was still high enough for him, because it always takes you're not going to do that to any guy.
Absolutely
the
not.
guy value got to be high enough
Absolutely.
for him to be honest with you, and then you'll take that. It's like, yeah, this nigga 6'5". Yeah, he swagged out. Yeah, he's talking to me nicely. He's
Time out, I'm 5'10", Cooley. Relax.
oh, you know.
I'm 6'10", you right?
You still over the threshold. You above average, dog. What you talking about?
Thank you.
I think for me with that situation, it was someone that I had met. Again, I'm a bartender. I meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, what it is. There was just something that drew me to him, and we had a lot of conversation every time he would come to the bar, and then it eventually led to like, let's go hang out. We hung out a few times. Everything was cool. We texted every day. Then we were at a bar, and I had a little too much to drink, and I just came out, and I was just like, I think I'm starting to like you a little bit. This motherfucker turned around and said, well, don't. And I was like, what do you mean, well, don't? And he was like, because I'm letting you know right now, you're not the only one that I'm talking to. There is somebody else that I'm dealing with.
Well, that Matt, because you gave up your card by saying that you liked him, and then he followed up with what he was supposed to say. Because any real nigga gonna say that too.
And you know what I mean? And I appreciate, and the reason why I still continue to deal with him was because I appreciated the honesty.
Right.
Like, at least you gave me the opportunity to channel my feelings a different way, where as though other people or other men would have said whatever they needed to say.
I like you too.
Right. And then lie about it the whole time, and then have me going crazy, finding things out and looking through your Instagram and stuff like that. So for me, it was weird, because at that moment I knew, I was like, okay, like, that's when I knew I grew up, because the old me would have been like, what the fuck you mean you're talking to somebody else? It's either me or nothing. But then at that point I was like, you know what? You had the decency to look me in my face. You had enough respect to look me in my face and tell me that this is not what it is. You just want something casual. You just want something fun, no strings attached. And I like that. I like that if you can tell me that, then that means you can be honest to me about anything. And that's what, and then it lasted for a while until I moved. So.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
So do you think that women make exceptions to their own morals depending on the man?
Yes.
That's facts.
I'm not even gonna lie, because I am one of those women.
Women make rules for betas and they break rules for alphas. That's just, it is what it is. Yeah. So
she got the leg up.
I'll wrap it up real quick and give my input on this topic. Who's, more likely to be told what they want to hear? And the answer is women. The reason why, right? Everyone knows this. This is not rocket science. So I'm sorry. I'll change your mind now. The entire world knows this, right? All the advertisers advertise to women because they know that women are more easy to be sold to, right? The reason why they're more easy to be sold to is because they're more easy to be lied to. Men, we trying to figure things out. We're deductive problem solvers. A nigga lied to us. Maybe you get me once, twice. I was slipping 3 times. Nah, nigga, it ain't happening. 80% of consumer debt is held by women. Like, y'all the ones that got this whole country in debt. You feel what I'm saying? It's because advertisers know that you're going to buy. So they lie to you. You feel what I'm saying? So think about it, right? Body shaming. Where did body shaming come from? Body shaming came from some liberals, and they was like, you know what? We don't want to hear this anymore. We want you to lie to us, right? So no more body shaming. If I'm 500 pounds, no more of that. It's just shameful. Body shaming is bad. No, body shaming, it is what it is. So think about all these terms and these things that we have to coddle women because they don't want to be told the truth. So the entire world knows lie to women and lie to women. Why? Because women buy. And why? Because it's much easier. Tell you anything. You may believe it. Not only that, I agree with what everyone, like my man Rico was dropping bombs on them. I agree with you as well. I agree with yours as well. Men lie to women because they want to get sex, right? That's just, it is what it is. It's just an easier access there. What you said, your reasoning for that women lied to men to garnish their resources, that's facts. But those women have ulterior motives, right? But just like men, they have ulterior motives. They want sex. Women have ulterior motives. They want money. So that point that you made was valid. I'll give you that. But that's still far few in between. You know
I mean, like
the entire world isn't lying to men. If the entire world was lying to men, it'd be the end of the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's getting close to that. They're trying to say men are women and women are men, and they're trying to say all this crazy stuff, and it's getting a little weird. But yeah, we'll leave it there. Rico, you had something?
I ain't touching that topic.
Oh, facts.
I already got enough people that be trying to turn. Yeah, you can't cancel the real though, so that's why it's important to always be real. You know what I'm saying? Right. So. But yeah, I ain't touching that topic. But
facts. We're going to get on to another question. And actually, you kind of alluded to it, and I wrote it down because you said something, and I liked what you said. So starting here, Deja, right? Mm-hmm. Deja, who's better at self-improvement, men or women?
Ooh.
The question kind of ties hand in hand, if you think about it.
I don't know. That's a good one. I'm gonna go with men.
Why?
Don't
just be saying men.
My experience, I'm gonna go with men for the example that like say we're in bed, right, and they do something, and they're like, "Did you like it?" I'm gonna be like, "It was all right?" But then give it a week or two. They're like, hey, I looked this up, and then they try and it gets a little better, Like there's this one guy I had in my pocket, and he would consistently was it good? And I was like, it's all right. But I kept coming back, and he progressively got better. But he took the feedback, and he would, take it with all his chest.
You was probably tricking that nigga. He's probably already the best, but that's not good. Yeah, you just want to try something new. Oh, go, your nigga, twist my leg.
You got
this
a little
way.
Better, That's all I'm saying.
Okay, that makes sense. So you're comparing the sexual aspects. That's the logical reason you're saying sexually. men are more likely to improve because, you tell them they're going to get the job done.
Right.
All right, cool. What about you? Who's more likely to improve, to better themselves?
That's a very good question.
Men or women?
I can't say both. I can't say depending on the circumstance.
No, you got to choose one.
Shoot.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't know. You know why? Because I feel like I'm pretty well balanced, right? So, like with men, like what Deja said, men are about performance, about showing, and about action.
Yeah.
Right? But then women, we're about like, I'm going to show him what he lost. And I'm going to, and then like we like to go around our girlfriends. You know what? Let's go on a trip. Let's go to the gym. Let's do yoga. Let's get our, hair done and all that.
Yeah.
And that's like, that's why it's so hard. So I don't know how to answer that because you have both. I would say would be men because
now why?
Men are focused. I feel men are more focused than women because, again, women are emotional. We get distracted with life. We get distracted with gossip, with work, with kids, with boyfriend, with the drama, girlfriend drama, And men, what do you guys do? You guys play games, work? You know what I'm saying?
What kind of men have you had? I'm just...
Oh, no, not a lot. I'm just saying.
Got it.
I don't know.
D nasty, he's not doing nothing but being nasty with you.
No, I don't have no man.
No,
this is just what I've seen.
Yeah.
I haven't dated, so I can't. I don't know how to answer
You've dated in your life.
I've dated, but very few and rare because I'm very picky. I just see like men are just, and there's nothing else that's distracted them. They just work, get with their boys, and they get shit done.
Yep.
Versus women.
Okay.
Because like I said, women, we get distracted with everything. I ain't like that, but a lot of women are like that.
Okay, cool. Let's move right along. What about you?
I'm gonna definitely say women are more better at improving themselves.
Mike, how does she sound real quick? Is she good? It's a little too far. She's still good? Word, bet. Okay, so you said women?
I say women only because this is my experience as well. But I'm telling you, as soon as I turned 24, I was like, what am I doing? I woke up and I was like, I need to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone in my 20 to 24, I'm not saying that they, have to, but I feel like I'm very mature in my age.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I might have to look, further, like maybe 30 some. But anyways, I feel like women, and kind of piggybacking on what you were saying.
Yeah.
I feel like women are just so much better. Like, I need to get this done. I feel like men, they're like, oh, well, I have time, like I have until I'm, not trying to say anything.
And what
30,
brought you to this conclusion?
Just because, I feel like if somebody asked me to get married, I feel like that I'm ready now.
But question for you. Mm-hmm. Is your father in your life?
Is my father in my life?
Yeah.
He is.
Okay.
But he's not, just to answer your question, because I think I know where you're going. He's not supportive, I guess.
Well, no, that's not where I'm going.
Okay.
Do you see your father handling things, in the house? Like, if the grass needs to be cut, is he waiting, weeks to not cut it? Or if the garbage needs to be taken out, is he working? Have you been seeing your father handle business in and outside the home? Yes or no?
It's kind of on and off, if I'm being honest. Yeah. So
and do you more so see your mother doing that?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. So that's where you got that, concluded that from. All right, cool.
Until I meet, the right person that can show me different, but
there is no showing you different.
Why you say that?
You wouldn't I'm being so serious.
I want you to.
You know that I don't know you,
right?
But I know you.
I don't think so, but all right.
I can tell.
Okay, sure.
The good thing is that you're a very loving and caring person. The problem is that people are going to always take advantage of you because you're always going to overcompensate because that's what you watch your mother do.
Used to.
Okay, well, it's a work in progress.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not used to because there's a man right now that you love, but you're taking things slow because he wants to take things slow.
What is that?
But the thing is that you want something more and he doesn't want to, so you're moving at his pace. Mm-hmm. So that means you're overcompensating again. Mm-hmm. So it ain't a used to, it's a current thing.
My nigga psychoanalyze you
I don't
quick.
think so though, because I don't feel that. Like, it would be nice.
My mom told me thinking is not knowing.
Thinking is not knowing.
And knowing is knowing.
And knowing is knowing.
When I say I don't think so, that means you don't know.
And I don't.
I know.
Oh, man, psychological Rico. Okay.
My man came through ready.
He came through. He was like, actually.
What about yourself? Who do you think is more likely to improve and better themselves, men or women?
Based on my own experience, again, I'm gonna say women. Me personally, I have to go through the darkest times. And I don't know why I do this to myself, but I literally have to get to such a low point, or I literally have to let people take me down or drag me down before I realize, okay, you deserve better. You need to get your shit together. There has to be something. There has to be some type of motivation for me, at least, that makes me want to do better. So, for example, when I found out that I was pregnant, before that, again, I've been doing this bartending, serving, nightlife thing for 10 years. I really had no goal. I really had no type of motion. It was just work, spend the money the next day, make it back the next day, work. Don't get me wrong, I worked for everything. I made sure that I had money in my pocket and my dad didn't have to give me anything.
Question for you, right? So you lead it with that. So you said women, and then you said the reasons why is because you're talking about, you're looking at yourself.
Right.
And you're saying that, I had to get, motivation from somewhere, from this and that. I had a lot going on, and you had to keep getting motivation, and you kept pushing, right?
Right.
My argument is that a masculine man doesn't need motivation. His motivation is from within. You feel what I'm saying? He doesn't need something, because you said that something always, bad happens, and then like that'll motivate you. Masculine men, we don't need anything bad to happen. We are disciplined. So I go to the gym regardless of how I feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I work regardless of how I feel. I do what I have to do regardless. I need no motivation. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
This entire podcast was built off of zero motivation. I was like, I'm going to do it.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So with that, right? So think about that, right? You chose women, and you alluded it because that, all right, so things happen, but I get the motivation, and then I start improving. But things had to happen for you to get the motivation. My argument is that men, we don't need a masculine man. We don't need things to happen to us to get the motivation. We just make moves and we improve.
And I agree with that 100%.
Okay,
You're not wrong in that point that you made. I guess everything just really depends on the person and their circumstances and how they are within. So
yeah, but generally speaking, I'm
absolutely.
From a general standpoint.
But like I was saying before, when I found out that I was pregnant, I had no motion, whatever, I decided to go to school. I decided to fix my credit. I started self-improving in those things. Once I realized, okay, this is the route that I should have been taking before having any type of reason, I just kept getting better and better and better. And to say something else as well, I mean, honestly, that was just basically my point. Like, for me, at least, again, speaking, I should try to keep it general, but again, everything that I'm going to say is based off my own experience.
I get what you're saying. Question for you. Were you raised with your mom and father?
Okay.
That was the story I was waiting.
I was hoping this question wasn't asked. Okay, so my dad, I didn't meet my dad till I was 2.
Okay.
And then because I was unfamiliar, or because we were unfamiliar to each other, my dad was a street guy. He was always running the street, this, that, and the third. I didn't really know him, so he didn't give me the opportunity to grow on him. So he just decided, well, she doesn't listen to me. I don't want nothing to do with her. So I didn't meet my dad again until I was 13. It was extremely awkward because it's like, who is this guy? Like, who are you? Like, what do you want? Like, why are you here now? So my mom was dating or was with my brother and my sister's dad. We have separate dads, but that man treated me completely different because I wasn't his child. So I did go through a lot of like abuse, physical, verbal, mental, things like that.
So your dad was in your life when you were 13, pretty much.
Barely, because when I met him, he was just like, he was married. He had my brother. So
I asked that for a reason, though. And then, but you was raised with your mom, right?
Mostly my mom, but again, as far as father figure, there were so many, and I'm not trying to put my mom out there. So, Mom, if you see this podcast, I am so sorry, and I do love you.
Hey, she loves you. She loves you, Mom.
It was just so many.
Even though you was in the streets.
She wasn't. She wasn't in the streets, but you know what it was? No, my mom was not in the streets. What my mom was doing is what I'm doing now. She was just looking for validation. She was looking for love that she didn't get. Because my mom's dad wasn't in her life, and my dad wasn't in mine, and so.
Well, you can say valid. Let's not talk about your mom.
No. But what I'm saying, is,
I get what you're saying. I asked this question right
You need a tissue.
Yeah.
You're fine. Yeah,
get her a tissue.
Get her a tissue.
Can we get her a tissue?
But no, dad wasn't in my life, and I feel like mom had to do it all. Mom was mom and dad basically. So. No.
I understand. You know what? I realized, I'm gonna say realize. I'm listening to your story, and it seems like everybody had your siblings wise, right? Everybody had their family, right? Like your brother.
I was trying not to be so emotional.
No, it's all right.
No, it happens.
Woo! Shut up! It's the tequila.
No Fugazee. Them tears real. Them tears is real. So
it's
I like
the Costa.
There we go.
No, this subject is really touchy. That's why I was like, I hope you don't ask me about my dad. But it is what it is. I have no problem being vulnerable. Like, it is what it is, you know.
And I'll tell this to you, right? I'm sure my fans know this because I speak on the podcast a little bit. But I was raised. My father left me when I was 5. I didn't have a father either. You know what I mean? The good thing about me is I had 3 brothers. One of them is back there. Masculine brothers. So I was fine. But
it was a different time.
I asked you 2 ladies, those questions, right? Because the ladies that chose, who's more likely to improve, you said women. And I asked the question, did you have a father in your life? And you said that, yeah, but your mom was kind of leading that relationship. You looked at your mom had that leadership role. So that's why you chose, the mom is, I see my mom self-improve. So I think men in this world, generally speaking, isn't likely to be self-improving like that because I don't see it. And then you as well, you alluded to, my dad wasn't even there. So I guess, most men isn't self-improving, but I see my mom doing it. I'm doing it. So I think that, right? So this podcast is called No Fugazee for a reason. So thank you, ladies, for keeping it real. But not only that, just to help you ladies out, there is one truth. There's no my truth. It is things are black and white. It's up, down, left, right, true, false, accept or decline. Gray area, when people say that, they just don't understand. But once they do understand, it becomes black or white. Like, who created electricity?
Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison.
He's from Jersey.
Nigga from Jersey. But Thomas Edison, right?
And he's an Aquarius.
All right, and what's that mean?
That's why I got a couple of y'all light bulbs going.
Whoa, extra much.
No pun. That was good.
That was cute. It was cute.
I still don't see it though. But,
it was cute.
But
you don't see a lot of things.
But
I do
what
though.
I'm saying
I do. Trying to play me.
What I'm saying is to finish my point,
person.
Finish my point. It's about the whole black and white thing. So Thomas said, we all thought there was, it can't be light. The light only comes from the sun. That was gray area to us until this nigga came along and made some electricity. I think the Egyptians figured that out a while back, though. Maybe not electricity, but they figured out another source of light back when I read some books in the day. So they did figure it out. But anyways, I'm saying that things is just, it's actually much more simple, right? So going to your point on what you brought up, you actually didn't even have to speak about your father. You didn't even have to speak about the personal stuff. Like, you don't have to speak about that. You can speak more in generalities, but you have to think bigger than just yourself. Stop thinking so subjective, think more objective. And then, that would help you control your emotions. And that would make you have a better understanding about just, life in general, right?
Right.
Feel what I'm saying? Because think about this. Let's say if I was a billionaire and I'm a billionaire. I'm taking, private jets. I'm flying around, but my thought pattern is like, I live this lifestyle, so world hunger doesn't exist. I'll be a fool to think that. So, but we'll go around before I give my answer. But that's just some information to give to you ladies. So when I ask these questions, just try to think a little bit more outside the box. I'm not saying what you thinking is wrong.
No, the only reason why I got emotional is because you spoke about my dad. That's it. Other
Facts,
than that wouldn't
No, you
happen.
fine. Your emotions is fine, girl.
It is what it is.
Yeah, like
it is what it is.
yeah, cry it out. Justin Timberlake, Cry Me a
Alright.
River, baby. Nelly,
Yeah.
I think were you here when I asked the question?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So who's more likely to improve, self-improve, men or women, and why?
I say both.
Gotta pick one.
Damn, for real.
Pick one, baby girl.
I only say both because the older I'm getting, from my experiences,
Yeah.
I think everyone has room for improvement.
Mm-hmm.
So it all depends on the person.
Wait, you still
if they
choosing
want
both,
to-
right?
Yeah.
I need you to try to think about men and then think about women and then come up with a decision.
Damn.
Left or right?
Yeah.
All right, I say women.
Okay, now just give a why.
Because the older I'm getting from experience, I have room for improvement. Everyone has room for improvement. It all depends on the circumstance, the situation. I'm getting older. I'm pushing 40 in a few years. So it's like, there's always, I don't know. I just feel like we're more
Just got room for
likely
improvement.
yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. I'll leave it there. What about you?
I'd say men. I love that you like brought up childhood and like what you saw growing up. Cause like think about like the playground when a man or a boy falls, like you're told to get up and keep going. But if a girl falls and scrapes her knee, like
oh,
you have
okay,
more
baby?
time.
Yeah,
like,
I know what you're saying.
So like I feel like they both have opportunities to improve, but at different paces. Like men are forced to go get it quicker.
Okay, so that's why you're choosing men. Okay,
Yeah.
valid statement. Rico, what do you think?
In all honesty, the person or gender that I think, or sex, whatever, that I think is more likely to self-improve now, today, is women. In my personal opinion, our age group are the last of the men that were better suited for self-improvement. And the reason is, men have been stripped from everything that we're supposed to embody. We can't be called masculine without being toxic. We can't do manly things without being called misogynist. Facts are women have more aid in benefiting their careers. Women have more scholarships. Actually, the craziest thing that I learned last year was that black women are the only, black women have more actually they have grants for businesses, for small owned businesses, to be small owned business owners.
Yep.
There is not a black male grant ever to exist for us to have a small business. So they're getting more resources.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about it, and it's like, I went to Montclair State.
Yeah.
And 60% were women in Montclair State. So we had more women in college than we did men. Right. So the way that I feel right now is that women have so many more resources than men in 2023.
Yeah.
And men have so many odds to go up against when it comes to him being a man, that he's not even allowed to be a man no more. So him having self-improvement is so far few in between, because he's limited already as a man being born.
Yeah.
Don't even let me add color. As a black man being born, he's already limited. But then we also have a lot of other things that a lot of other resources that don't exist for us, that do exist for women, to benefit the women. And I personally feel like it's because weak men are in control and weak men cater to women too much.
Okay. My man said the Sips is in control.
And no, because one of my OGs said to me, he said, bro, you know what he said? He was there, right? So he said to me, he said, yo, bro, if you really think about it, he said, and this is not to make a gender war. Yeah. It's like, men's been running this shit for mad long. He said, your generation let this shit slip out our hands. Right? And I said, what? Like, I'm the last of the real, bro. It is me. It's a 22-year-old. It's the niggas on TikTok dancing. You wasn't really allowed to dance where we from. Like, you wasn't allowed to dance. You wasn't allowed to be popping your hips and all that little Uzi shit. That didn't exist when we grew up.
Diddy was the first one to Diddy Bop, and we used to question that nigga like, you a little bit sus.
He still gets questioned, right? So the thing is,
He brought that out.
But the thing is, to go back to what I'm saying is that when we look at the narrative as what happened, I feel like if we go back and say 1990 babies, you're more likely to be, as a man, you are more likely to be better suited to be self-improved. If you were born in the 2000s, so you could be 23 years old, right? A boy at 23 and a girl at 23, he is already been emasculated from birth. You feel me? Like he has been told that he can't even. We had fat shaming in my school. If you was fat, you got called fat, and that just is what it was. Kids is going to psych wards for just bullying, and all they did was call somebody fat. I watched somebody. This is crazy. I watched a boy get taken away from his family because he went to school and said that being gay is haram in his Muslim religion, and that's what his Quran says. And they took that boy out of the house.
That's wild.
So like when we talk about it, I'd be like, they're taking manhood away from men. So how the hell, what are we going to self-improve? You want me to be emotionally intelligent? But emotionally intelligent is only room for your emotions. It's not room for mine. You feel me? So like, it's really being so catered to women that right now, they have all the resources. And even if you have the ability to do it and be the man and have self-improvement, you feel me? Then you have you just get stripped from certain things that you can and can't do, which is crazy to me.
Hey,
I'm passionate, guys. Don't think I'm not mad. I'm just passionate.
I felt that. Yeah.
Okay, Rico,
we like that one.
That's my pain. You feel me?
That's what's up.
Yo, my man was dropping some bars. That's what's up.
Think
man.
about it, Cooley, right? I don't mean to drag on.
No, you're fine. Go ahead, bro.
But in America, right? And I pride myself on finding this stat 4 years ago. Almost, well, it was probably at 1 in 25, but it was at 23% of kids are growing up without a father figure or as a single parent. I believe it's a 70-30 or 80-20 split between men and women having or being that single parent.
Yeah.
So if you do and say, okay, cool, there's about 2, maybe 3 million little black boys out here, or little boys in general, who are running out here without their father figure for numerous reasons, right? No offense, but your situation started at 2 years old, right? Technically speaking, through biology, you can't even remember nothing that happened at 2. It starts at 3. So what happens? If I had to guess, somebody told you that or told you something of that sort, right? So now when we think about it, certain things getting plugged into our head from a single parent who's struggling. And when you struggle, you bound to have some type of pain that's going to leak into that child, right? And when that pain leaks into that child, because I was one of them, you were one of them, not all people are able to bounce back and recover and do great. You know what I'm saying? So now if you have a little boy who never had his dad, I know a couple of them that have their podcasts right now and they're simps. They're the ones that I'll be like, I can't believe you even have a mic. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my opinion, listen, I know we're in the medical field. This is just some fun shade.
Yeah.
Like, I don't trust the male nurse. Like, I don't trust the male nurse. Like, it just makes, you know what I'm saying? Like, you a male nurse. You feel me? Like, that's not okay for me. Like, it's not okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like, cause think about it. Nurses dominated by what gender?
Women.
Okay, cool. So when did it become cool for men to be nurses?
Wow.
I want to know that. I want to know that year.
Just recently.
All right then.
A few years ago.
You know why? Because it's this equality thing.
Pandemic, it was money too in it.
I'm not mad at that, right?
Yeah.
The travel nurses is different.
The travel nurses getting that bag.
Hell yeah.
Kind of motivating niggas to get
You know
into
what I'm saying?
Just before you hit your question, right? And then because I just want to finish up on this topic. So with what, you know what I mean? My man Rico over here is spitting facts. And actually, I agree with everything you said, right? The only reason why I would say men, right? So you chose women being better, more likely to, better at self-improvement. But you was very careful with your words. That's why I agree with everything you said. You said now in 2023. And even you brung up because women are getting handouts, they're getting help. They're getting able to get grants, those small business loan grants. They're able, women, I think is 60-40 right now. 60% of women are the ones that's graduating from college with degrees.
Some crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And only like 40% of men. So, women is more women in college. Women is getting the grants, like he said, much easier. Well, black women over black men. So yeah, all those factors that you used into it, I agree. The reason why I don't agree, just generally speaking, that women are more naturally to self-improve is because women don't have a natural proclivity to self-improve. Men have a natural proclivity to self-improve is because we have a burden of performance on us if we don't self-improve. Women don't have that burden. You could be just how you are, and a nigga, a simp, someone will pick you up and marry you. Because you got to think about it. What are we put on this planet to do? We are put on this planet to procreate. Great. So women can procreate just by existing, right? Just by being a woman. You have a vagina? Well, some nigga gonna slide in there if you allow him to. So men, in order for us to procreate, we have a burden on us to perform. We have to do something. You know what I mean? Whether the guy, broke niggas get pooned too, but he still got to be a charismatic broke nigga. He still got to be a charming broke nigga. He still got to, know how to make the woman feel the vibes. He got to have a good mouthpiece so that it's still value. Makes sense? So that's performance. He's still performing to get you. And then not only that, most women have options. So that even when a broke nigga hit it, she disqualify other dudes, but the broke nigga still got it. So he still brung something to the table to get the box. So what I'm saying, right? Men have a natural proclivity to self-improve because what are we put on this planet to do? To procreate. And the only way for men to procreate is niggas got to put in that work. Fact. You feel what I'm saying? So that's that natural proclivity. And not only that, everything that was built, everything we touching and seeing, it was most of it, 99.99% of it was all built by men. If you really think about it, men were simple creatures. If women wasn't here, well, we wouldn't have houses or nothing. We'll be living outside with animals and stuff like that. We don't really care about comfortability. We care about comfortability to get some poon. You feel what I'm saying? Quick thing. You ever go into a single nigga's house? A single nigga house. He got a couch on the floor, maybe his bed on the floor. He ain't really doing too much. If the nigga got his money up, then he'll get some other things to improve for the women, but he don't really care about it. It's not like, I'm not going to really fix up my crib for me. I'm going to fix up my crib because I'm smashing some Nutella in here. That's the motivation. You got to think about it. Why niggas buy nice cars? Well, A to B. I need to get from A to B, possibly to C. So yeah, nice cars, cool. We may have a need for speed. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas got a need for speed, so maybe that's why we want the sport car. But besides the need for speed, we get nice things and nice cars because we know women want to see it. We know that when we put on a chain and we pull up in a nice car, she gonna think, oh, this nigga has resources. He's doing something right. And we attract more women with that. So everything for men, we do it because we need to procreate and that's that burden of performance. Women, it just comes naturally to you. So that's my argument. Other than that, I agree with everything Rico said because he's talking from a standpoint of now.
In America.
In America. Specifically in America.
And the other thing, I just want
go ahead, Rico.
to jump on, because like the natural proclivity that you're speaking of is very essential, right? And I think the best way that we need to put this in perspective too is that a lot of women don't think about getting their shit right until they're pregnant, right? We was thinking about getting our shit right before I even had sex with you.
to attract you, I was thinking about it.
Yeah, because I know what it takes to run a household, and for a woman of substance, a household is going to be attractive. A stable household is going to be attractive, right? So I'm already like, okay, cool. I know a stable household is going to be attractive. So let me get this for her, but also because if I really like her, it's good for my kid. You feel me? Mm-hmm. We always think ahead. Not always, but a lot of men think ahead, right? So I think that I see like my sister was not no more, but was a single parent, right? Yeah. She didn't want to step up and handle her responsibilities until she got pregnant or until she gave birth. And I see it all the time. And it's like, why did you wait then? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like for us, we didn't have time to wait. I'm not saying they figure it out, but men in our minds, whether or not I got it together or I don't, that's what I'm thinking about. Because that's what got it together is for a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's facts.
agree.
Remember, ladies, I asked these 2 questions, and it wasn't even a plan. It just kind of came about. The first question was, but then she said something that made me ask the second question. So the first question was, who's more likely to be told to lie, pretty much, right? Who's more likely to be told to lie? And most of everyone said woman besides you.
Yeah.
So think about that, right? If we are lying to someone, then how are they going to be able to self-improve, right? We don't lie to men, so we live in more of a reality basis, so we're more likely to self-improve. If I'm broke and I'm a bum and I'm eating Cheetos, well, reality is going to smack me in my face because no one's going to want to have sex with me, right? So not natural reality enforces it on us to self-improve, and then our own friends. If I'm fat, lazy, and a slob, one of my niggas gonna be back there like, yo, Cooley, get it together. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And not only that, this is gonna be fun. Starting with you, rate yourself from 1 to 10.
Don't do this. I'm not doing this.
God.
Yo, listen, guys, girls.
Like 6.8.
Okay, cool. What about you, Nelly?
Time out. Hold on.
No,
Time
because
to
like
wrap it up.
6.5 is a little too
No,
low.
cool.
So
Go ahead.
not a
Shit already.
7. Like,
Go ahead, Nelly.
I seen
I
seen the clips already.
So you're
feel like
closer
eight
to
and a
This is
half.
totally different. 8.5.
I'm
Okay,
confident.
cool.
Wait.
I bring a lot to the table.
Okay,
So
Wait,
be
I'm
nice.
confident.
we just
Let's go
letting
around
these
real quick.
numbers
Be
run
nice.
off?
wait, on looks?
Okay, 5. Let's go ahead.
Looks?
I'm an 8.
Wait, well,
Eight.
yeah, we
Go
talking
ahead.
about looks? Cool.
Yep, just look. What about you?
Looks.
If we're talking about in general mentality wise,
Just go with looks.
Just looks.
Yeah.
I'm like a cool 7, 8.
Okay, so think about that, right? So the question is,
I never heard
so
girls
look at
say
this,
4.
right? Who's more likely to be told what they want to hear? A lot of ladies rated themselves an 8. I heard 7s. I heard 1 5. A 5 is average. Everything else that's above 5 is above average. Then the other question was, who's more likely to be able to self-improve? So not only do society lie to women lie to themselves, because no one here at all is an 8. So think about that, right? So if even within yourself,
I knew I was an 8.
even with not, I would say much under than
I
that.
believe in myself.
Even within yourself,
How do I vote for you? Yeah, I just want to know when you're running for president, so I can vote for Cooley.
But no. I say this because
This is where we're starting.
I say this because I have a daughter. And I want her to live in a reality standpoint. My daughter doesn't believe in Santa Claus. She doesn't believe in no tooth fairy. She doesn't believe in any of that stuff because I want her to know what's real. And when as she gets older, I'm going to give her the male experience and tell her, all these niggas got AIDS, so she stay a virgin forever. Who knows? I'm going to say something crazy like that. But no, I'm going to give her the reality standpoint and be like, I'm going to tell her about how males are and stuff like that. But anyways, I did that experience, right? That quick little experience. So you ladies could know that the facts is that we all lie to women. And not only that, we lie to you so much that you tend to lie to yourself because you think that you're 8 or 7 and all these high numbers because you got niggas in your... Look, you got niggas in your
There's
DMs.
only 2 numbers higher than that. Yes, it's fucking high.
Listen, I didn't know we were talking about just looks. I feel like my
Let me
personality
land my
bumps
plane
me.
real quick. Let me
Yeah,
land my
I
plane.
was based off more
That's what
like
I'm saying.
No,
My
I'm gonna give it to y'all. Let me land my plane. I know I got a little riled up because I'm making a point, right? So, like I was saying, not only do we lie to you and society lies to you, but then you tend to lie to yourselves, and that's the reason why you gave those high numbers. But the reality is that no one here is that high number, and also the reason why you think that is because, think about it, since we lied to you, niggas is in your DMs, but those niggas in your DMs, they just want to hit.
They lying
what
too.
I'm saying? They lying too.
Yeah, but like,
So
I'm serious.
yeah, facts. You in a relationship, so you good. You chose the nigga that was probably keeping it 100 and was genuine. So, but
Wait, Cooley,
Go ahead.
we gotta unpack this. I want.
I hope nobody.
I didn't know what's happening.
Nobody.
This is.
it kind of correlated. I ain't
This
playing
is
it.
beautiful. But I'm gonna do 2 things. Can I just do 2 things for a second? The first thing, Cooley, what would you rate yourself?
Men is different. So
How?
What would you rate
No.
yourself, Cooley?
yeah, so
I don't
as
think so.
men, no. Well, I'll tell you why, right? Well, I I'm a very logical man and I'm a rational male.
Yeah.
So when a male rates themselves, we have to rate ourselves based off how females view us, right? So then there's other metrics into it because women have boxes that they need to check off. With men, we is one thing, beautiful. So we don't care about your money, we don't care about your career. Yeah, those things is like they're not priority on our list. If you got something going on for yourself, okay, cool, whatever. We don't really care. But as a man, one, I have multiple businesses. I'm over 6'4". I make well over 100K. Only 15% of the U.S. population is over 6 foot. Only 20% of the U.S. population makes over 100K. So that's men, women, and gay men as well. So if I had to rate myself on any scale, I would say I'm in the top 1 to 2% of men.
So 9 or 10. All right, perfect. Right. So, because I'm be honest, I ain't going that far.
Yeah.
But I'm a 9. All right. So, but I wasn't always a 9, ladies.
We had to build it.
I wasn't always a 9.
I thought we were talking about just looks though, because
I'm talking about looks. All right, I'm talking about looks.
The reason why we didn't talk, we just spoke about looks with Ya because that's how men view women. For men, we have to speak about more because you view us as more than just our looks.
Can I ask you a question though?
Wait, no, hell no. Let me finish my thing, bro.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Rico.
Right. So if I go, okay, cool. Let's just say I'm gonna rock with you. And I'm going to rock with the lady and say, I'm going to talk about looks, right? And I'm going to say I'm a 9, right? And if you ask me, why do I think I'm a 9? Well, first thing I'm going to tell you is I wasn't always a 9. I was a 6. I was a dirty nigga with nasty, nappy dreads, throwing up hella gang signs with baggy True Religion jeans and Ugg boots. You feel what I'm saying? Yep, exactly. So now, how did I become a 9? I cleaned up my act. I started grooming myself better. I keep myself up. I always was working out. But, you know, I done went to the 8-pack. Now I got the little dad, you know what I'm saying? But that's because I had an 8-pack for like 8 years. It's cool, right? So now look, but what I'm trying to say is I built myself up to be a 9 because I knew I was a 6. I'm not a 9 to every woman, but I know I'm an attractive male to most, which makes me a 9, right? Physically, not everything else. My perspectives could be different, whatever. So now what I'm saying is when I look at the ladies and they say, if I'm a 9, right? And I'm like, all right, who is your celebrity crush male?
I got a few.
I kind of look like him, so go ahead.
No, that's not where I was going.
Both of them. I like both of them. Go ahead.
Ooh, you about to ask everybody?
No,
you just asking me?
Just give me one dude you think is a top dog, 9 or 10. That's a celebrity.
Idris Elba.
Okay. First of all, I'm mad that you said that.
He's handsome.
I got mad when he won Man of the Year because I was like, how? But regardless, I could.
The height,
Michael B.
the chocolate.
Who?
Michael B.
We had the same birthday. So look, right? Michael B. is, let's say he's a 9 or a 10. I could say if I was to rate myself and put myself on the scale of your Michael B, I'm still a 9, right? Maybe even an 8. But I'm definitely up there. So why want you ladies, before you rate yourself, if I said Beyonce is your comparison, you better not tell me an 8.
Oh,
you feel what I'm saying? Like
we did this on one of the podcasts.
Yeah, be real, because what scale is you talking about? Grade A, B, or C? Taco Bell got beef, but it ain't grade A.
It's like grade D.
No way.
You know what I'm saying? So what scale is that? So can we talk? I want to ask all the ladies again. Whoever you think is the most beautiful woman in the world, and she's a 10, what is your number compared to her?
Let's do that. Okay, let's go around the table. I'll go around the panel on that.
Not right here.
Let's start with.
Not right here. Why did you guys start with me?
Nah, we not. Wait. Did we start with you before?
I don't know.
Mike,
you don't know.
I'll start though.
I'm taking my shoes off.
I'll start.
Start with her. Oh, we start with you. So
I'm gonna start. Do you want me to say my person?
Say your person, because that got a match with you. Because you said you were an 8.
Yeah.
Now match the celebrity.
Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna say why. But anyways, so my person is Tiana Taylor, and I'm gonna say I'm a 3.
Another girl said that on the podcast.
Bro, her body, her face.
Tiana Taylor's a 4.
You think Tiana Taylor's a 4?
She said 3 though.
That means
I was reading myself.
no. I'm.
But
Just
you
saying.
think Tiana Taylor's a 4?
Wait, what rating are you giving Tiana Taylor?
Each other.
An 8?
You was saying like a scale. So like
Yeah.
he said Beyonce, I was giving Tiana Taylor.
That's your 10.
That's my
that's
10.
your 10. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Tiana
So you're
Taylor's
3.
your
Okay,
10.
I love this. This is so much clarity for me.
What about you? D Nice.
I don't know any.
Beautiful women. D Nice, don't get me upset.
I don't want to talk about girls that wear weaves, injections. That's not attractive.
So
Okay.
there's
I
not
like-
a natural woman that you think
I
is
guess someone
beautiful?
that passed, Aaliyah.
I agree. She's a 10.
All right.
I thought she was always beautiful.
What is your
Always.
What is your rating in comparison, look wise, to
Well, I
Aaliyah?
already rated myself a 5. I'm not. The hell do I care? With her, I don't know, maybe 3.
Sincere? Are you gonna be sincere?
I'm gonna say Erykah Badu. Love her.
Okay.
She's a 10. She's a good person.
I love her.
Saying
You don't think
Badu a
she's
10?
See, now I think all of this is subjective though, because it's
I love it. Just give me your subjective.
Well, just before that, you said something. It isn't subjective, right?
But
And I'll tell
it's
you
your
why.
opinion.
No. Well, beauty isn't subjective. So scientists,
In the
it was
eye of the
already
beholder.
proven that is not. So this, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. No, some fat lazy person said that was smoking weed and doing drugs and was coked up or something and just was saying like, oh yeah, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. It isn't. So at the end of so it was proven. Attraction is symmetry, right? Symmetry in your face. So that's what's deemed as attractiveness, right? So it's even men and women. If we see another male or another female, we will deem them as, it's physically appearing here because it's symmetry. So that's what it goes by. It's symmetry and it's law of attraction to us. That's how it correlates. Make sense?
now.
Of course, there's other things to it. Like, of course, guys, we want wide hips, we want fat booties. Women, you want broad shoulders, you want thicker jaw bone structure. So there's things that creates higher attractiveness in people. It makes us different. But as far as being attractive, it's symmetry.
There's a blueprint.
Yeah.
Now
So-
I have a question though.
But can you tell me what you are compared to Erykah Badu?
I already said an 8, but y'all don't think so.
Wait. No, that's wait.
Out.
If you double down, listen. I respect if you double down or not.
Okay.
So Erykah Badu, you say
Love
if she's not love her. Understand what I'm saying?
she's
Physical
pretty.
attraction.
I think that she is pretty.
No, is she a 10?
I think Beyonce's a 10, but I can't compare myself to Beyonce though.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, watch your mouth.
This is the reality that I want to live in. I want to live in if Beyonce's a 10, what is sincere?
Oh my, I feel like that's toxic. Okay.
Wait, she still said 8.
All right.
No, she said 8 to Erykah Badu because it's comparable. But
Beyonce's scared because that's Beyonce.
Okay, so yeah, what are you compared to Beyonce?
Oh man. Oh, this is so crazy. Okay, fine.
Negative
I'ma
one?
say 6.
Oh, 6. I thought the end was coming. My bad. I didn't say that.
You was gonna say what?
I thought you were saying that, but anyways,
Negative?
you said 6.
Oh, y'all wild. Y'all trying to play on my top.
nah, you got it.
Let's go to the next one.
Okay.
I love
And
this.
then I'm gonna say my question.
And ladies, we gonna let y'all have questions at the end though too. So be prepared for y'all questions.
Okay.
We was getting on y'all could be like, nigga, you get on us too.
Got a whole clip.
Hold up, I'm saving it.
You wanna go around still with this one?
She answered it first.
Okay. So where we at with
Well,
it?
I didn't answer
She did.
She didn't answer the comparison one.
No, the comparison. So I'm thinking, and based off what you said about symmetry, now I'm thinking the first answer that I gave you, I probably was a little too high. And I only say that because there are some things symmetrically that I'm not 100% content with. Shut the God, I hate him. And then also too, based on what you said, like a 7 to me is not, I said a 6.5, 7. It's not a high rating, but like you said, I wasn't always a 6.5 or I wasn't always a 7. I was lower than that. So it took me some time. I'm being realistic. I could have said 10, but I know I'm not a 10. There's days where Kev, you come to see me at work. I I got sweatpants on, Crocs on, 2 different color socks. I don't give a damn. I don't care. I'm
Back
comfortable.
then, they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They don't know me.
So if I had to pick someone, there's one actress who I've always been in love with, not only because she's Dominican and I am as well, but her natural beauty, everything is just like, she's just beautiful. Zoe Saldana. Zoe Saldana.
So she's a 10. What's your comparison?
She's a 10.
What would you say?
So if I had to compare, I feel like I'm gonna be under the 5s. I'm not even gonna hold you. And it is what it is.
Under the 5s.
Okay.
But that's not the
answer.
point. Under the 5s. I'm not going to sell myself short neither and say I'm a 1 or a 2, but I'm also not going to say that compared to her, of course, like I'm definitely not over 5. So we're just going to leave it like that.
So you're a 3 or a 4?
Yeah.
Got it.
What about Nelly? Go ahead, Nelly.
Rihanna.
Okay, Riri. You giving her 10?
Rihanna.
And what would you compare that to? Yeah. Yo, y'all should have gave someone ugly. And then
she tried with everybody, but
Dude, it's an ugly though. That's what's
you
so
saying
crazy.
you wasn't going for that?
And your question is, you want them to actually give a person that's a 10.
I'm gonna tell him.
Your question is, you want them to give a person that's actually a 10. So then compare it to.
And their own perspective.
Got you. Okay. So Nelly, go ahead. You said Rihanna. All right. So what do you compare yourself to Rihanna?
Well, Rihanna, she's just naturally beautiful. Big forehead. That's what us light skins have.
Okay.
I don't know. She's from Barbados. I'm not, but I just love her as an entertainer. She's bad as shit. But I say like, shut the fuck up. Say nah. Probably I'm not gonna rate myself as a 1 or 2 because I'm not.
But remember, it's compared to the celebrity.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Probably like 6, 5, 5.5.
Okay.
Can you fight?
Yes, I can fight.
Okay. What? Because I can fight.
Okay.
I want to fight after this.
All right.
I'm messing around, Libra.
I want all the shits.
I'm not. I can't fight
I want
women.
all the
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Put the
I
camera.
want all the shits. I'm not no pussy. I don't know. I can say that with confidence. I'm not. I don't give a fuck about.
I love it though. My thing is, I love confidence though. For real. Me and dead ass. I really do.
I know personality wise, I'm a 1,000.
The fuck?
Personality is cool, right?
Personality.
Because you know.
Yeah. Well, let's move on. Yeah, let's go to you.
I think like a woman should be able to feel beautiful without having to compare herself to another beautiful woman. But
True.
I think right now, I just keep thinking of Ice Spice. Like, she's bad as fuck. And from what I know...
That's crazy because...
Oh, my nigga left.
From what I know, she's like all natural. Like, I haven't done my research,
Look,
but
Rico left. Go.
I think Ice Spice is
You said
bad
Ice
as
Spice
fuck.
and Rico
Cooley,
left.
tell her to take it back.
No.
Tell her to take it back, Cooley.
You are bad.
You gotta take it back for Rico to come back.
How is Ice Spice not bad? She hasn't...
Erica Badu, Ice Spice. I can't.
Rico left. So pretty much Rico said Ice Spice ain't no 10.
I think she's a 10.
Okay.
And she's natural. Like, it's no unrealistic body standard. Like, it's not like she doesn't have to do too much, and I still think she's bad.
Okay.
I think she's a 10. You're asking what I think is a 10.
I'm confused. What's the 10 for y'all?
What would you compare yourself to, or what number?
Probably like 4 or 5.
You probably a 6 compared to Ice Spice.
See, I don't like this, like pinning women against each other and like making them feel like
it isn't.
it's so
think about
sad,
it, right?
low key, because everybody started with a higher rating because like they want to feel pretty, and then y'all are just like, no, you're not. Compared to Beyonce,
it's all gonna correlate.
you're
What you
talking
say your
about
name was again?
Kylie, but you said before talking in general, generally speaking. So the general speaking isn't Beyonce and Rihanna; it's the general population. So why can't we feel beautiful?
Like some of them wouldn't even be
Kaylee,
a 10
let me make a point real
if
quick.
they didn't have the money that
Let me
they
make
have.
a point. So, Kaylee, you said that we're trying to put women against one another. We're not trying to put women against one another. We were all asking questions, and the questions was about, one, who's more likely to be pretty much lied to. 2, who's more likely to self-improve. So this all correlates. You get what I'm saying? If we're asking men, guess what? We would keep it real. If you got me, Rico, Jeff Bezos, you get some rich niggas up here.
Bill Gates.
Not even Bill Gates. You get some athletes and stuff like this. We wouldn't compare to them. Because we know that women rate off of financials, off of status, and our status isn't where no LeBron James is or these people at. So our ratings would be low too. So we're not putting no one against one another, but the facts is that we wouldn't have a problem being real. And the facts is that you ladies have a problem with being real to yourselves because people aren't being real to you. But anyways, well,
can I get a funk flex bomb after that?
Oh, drop a bomb.
I have so many
Drop
questions.
a bomb on it. But I understand what you're saying, but just know that I would never put women against one another. This is not what this podcast is about.
I didn't mean it like that. I meant to like comparing ourselves to each other because I feel like we were grown up like comparing ourselves to women all the time.
Men do it too, but the thing is that
That's natural.
it's feels versus rails. You're thinking more from a feels perspective. Men think more from a rails perspective.
That's like a man saying, right? This your stance, Kylie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like a man saying, "Yo, I got a 4-inch dick, but it's big because my girl like it." No,
Facts.
because outside of your girl,
The majority of females ain't gonna
it's
like
not.
it.
Yeah, so like we got to be real with the reality, and I think that like that's the thing. Is there somebody who's gonna probably find you to be a 7 and Ice Spice a 3? Yeah, it could be Rico, right? But what I'm saying is, I'm done. Shout out to Ice Spice, she's doing her thing. I'm falling back.
Well, I have one question then.
Sure, you got a question? Go ahead. Yeah.
Because couldn't it be the same thing for you guys then? Like exactly what you were saying with men. Like it could be Jeff Bezos, like Warren, like Microsoft guy. Like
Yeah, it
all
would
the
be like
people.
that, but the point I was making is that men will be more realistic with our answers. If I'm comparing myself to LeBron James, he's a multi-millionaire, right? Because if y'all pretty much comparing yourself to Rihanna, Beyonce, and all these people, so let's compare me to LeBron James. This nigga's 6'8", I'm 6'4.5".
I think he's cute.
Right?
I'm sorry.
All right, Idris
I'm
Elba.
not making millions or whatever. This nigga is a billionaire now. You get what I'm saying? So me comparing myself to LeBron James, I'm fine with saying I'm in the negatives. You get what I'm saying? I'm in the negative.
But you're comparing yourself based off financials.
No,
you
no,
asked
because
us,
that's
you
how-
asked us the question,
ladies,
but when
no,
you asked us the question, you
stop,
said
stop.
look.
I don't think you're understanding. Please listen.
Okay.
The reason why I'm rating, we gave your ratings for you to only use beauty because men value beauty. We don't care about
get
your
you.
finances.
I get what
The
you're
reason why when we rate ourselves, we have to put finances and all these things in it because
That's how we
you
look at you.
care about that. That's how you look at it.
I got it.
Make sense?
Providing.
For anybody watching, Rico cares about your finances too. I don't want no broke women. Y'all got nothing to lose, and y'all get real risky, and I can't risk nothing else.
That's right.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
fact.
with him though.
Let's
I get it.
Let's get into the next question. We've been rocking out for some time now. Mike, what is it on the recorder? It's still on the square. I'm starting with, I can't remember your name.
Kylie.
Kylie.
Like
Oh, like
the
Kylie Jenner. All right, cool. I think I
Exactly.
can remember now. Kylie, so here's the question, right? Who do you think is more attractive? A single father or a single mother?
Ooh.
Single.
Not only that, it's a 2-pronged question. And do you think it's the same being in a relationship with them?
Ooh, okay. So I'm going to say a single father is more attractive
Mhm.
because it's not as common. So, like, we don't see it as much. You'll see a woman, you know, with her baby
Yeah.
all the time alone, and you don't know necessarily if they're single or not. But I'm saying it's more common for single mothers to be in that situation. So I think, yeah, it's more attractive to see a man who can step up to the plate and be willing to be a single father.
Okay.
Also, wait, what was the second part of the question? Sorry.
It's a second prong question. So the second prong question is, do you think it's the same being in a relationship with them? So do you think it's the same? Do you think men experience?
Oh, absolutely not. It's definitely not the same.
Okay. So say if you're in a relationship with a single father, do you think that would be the same that if the if a person was in a relationship with you and you're a single mother?
No, because I have no interest in meeting your child, so I don't want to be a stepmother. And then for a man dating a single woman, I feel like that's just the expectation. Like, you're gonna be a stepfather, but me, like, no, I'm not coming over if your child's not there. That's why now, like,
so my question is, which one is harder? Do you think it's harder to date a single mother or harder to date a single father? Because you said that, well, if you got a kid, I don't really, I don't want any expectations with that right there. So which one would be harder?
Probably dating a single mother.
Okay, and why? So let's break it down. So you said the single father would be more attractive, and then you said, well, she said the single father would be more attractive in the first question. She answered to, and then in the second question, she said that the second question is, which one would be harder to date, the single father or the single mother? You said the single mother would be harder to date.
For me, though, or just in general?
Just in general.
Probably a single mother, because like carrying, I don't know, because I'm not a mother. I've never been pregnant, never had a pregnancy scare, nothing. But I think being pregnant is like you're carrying that man's seed, and then for him to like leave you is like very, I don't know how to describe it, but very sad and like abandoned. Makes you feel abandoned. So I guess that could come with like a lot of trauma. So it could be hard, like trying to fill that spot as not the biological father. Like, yeah, you always could. I mean, you could be a father and not be blood with somebody. I don't know if I'm wording this right, sorry, but I think it's just hard because women deal with trauma differently than men do. So I think it would be a little harder to date a single mother.
Okay.
Not saying both of them deserve love, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Depends.
Can you just I was in the bathroom. What's the question?
Oh yeah. So the question, well, I'll get to you because I'm gonna go and you're gonna hear it because I'm going to her.
Okay.
So question is, and thank you for your answers. First, it's two-pronged question. First question is, who do you think is more attractive, a single father or a single mother? Which one?
A single father.
Single father is more attractive.
From experience, going to like the WIC office and seeing fathers with their kids without the baby mom, or I thought that was attractive because.
What he said, the WIC office.
I'm only saying from experience because I remember posting a post on Facebook and my likes was like,
he was out there getting them government checks for your kids, and you was like, well, we got something in common, then my nigga.
And
what's up?
No, honestly, I thought it was cute when I see a man at the park with their child by themselves. I've seen men pushing
you see
a
that
stroller.
tender side in a man, I guess.
I've seen all of that, and I'm more older, so when I see that, I'm like, damn, like, and it's rare because, like, my baby father's not in my kid's life, so when I see that, and I got two daughters by the same man, so boy,
when you
whatever.
see it, you find it attractive. All right, so the next question is, which one would be harder to date, a single mother or a single father?
A single mom.
Okay, and why?
Because from experience, there's men when I was single would, yo, what's up? When can I take you out? And it's been hard. I'm a full-time worker and a full-time mom. So we got to find that time we got to put that time aside. And at the same time, you got to be worth it. So I'm not just going to get a babysitter for my kids to waste my time. You know what I'm saying? So
so using like your experience to why it would be harder to date you because you busy, you got things going on, you got kids. Like, yeah, nigga, I got all this going on. Any nigga that's gonna be dating me, you got to handle all this.
Fine.
So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Debbie?
Deja.
Dang. No, with a D.
Debbie.
Crazy. That was crazy.
I mean, that was crazy. Libra anything. That was like
a. He's the worst with names.
That was a stretch. You got the D right.
I got the D right.
Pause. Whoa. What's going on, bro?
The D been right. Pause. Go ahead. Question for you. I'll repeat it, right? So here's the question. So who do you think is more attractive, a single father or a single mother?
Single father.
Dang, we got 3 in a row. Single fathers up.
100%.
We up.
I mean,
We up. Single fathers out
especially
there, up.
in the Black community, you know, fathers they don't see them as much. It's a stereotype. I grew up with my dad, so I found it like it was interesting me growing up. And people would be like, "Oh, you have a dad?" Like I remember like being a teenager. I was in dance, and girls would be like, "Oh, your dad's in your life? That's cute." Like that was, it was a turn off. Why are you talking about my dad like that? But like, it's just an attractive thing. Like people can see the other side of a man. You know, you're still masculine, but you're still like handling your duties and not just shelling out money to like take your kid to
okay, so next
whatever
question.
they gotta do.
Which one would be harder to date? The single mother or the single father?
I'm gonna say the single mother. I think because single mothers carry a little bit more baggage
Okay.
than single fathers. I don't have a lot of single father friends, so I can't say from that side. But from my friends that are females, it seems like they always have like something holding them back, whether it's making a decision and something small like buying shoes or like what school they go to, because there's always, it's either the side of like they cut the dad off or the dad wants to see them or the dad's kind of in and out. Like they never fully grow, I feel like, as a female, as a mother themselves.
Yeah.
Because they still need that support and they can't get it. So when the dad comes in and out, they're like, I'm going to take it. And then he leaves and they're like, oh, I kind of expected it, but they're still going to do it the 5th and the 6th and the 7th time. Where I think the dad will kind of learn within that 1st and 2nd time. I got to do what I got to do.
Mistakes, learn from his mistakes much faster.
Right.
Self-improvement, right?
Self-improvement. And you the one that said men is more likely to self-improve anyway, right? Okay, cool. And that makes sense. Logical thoughts. What about you? Who's more attractive, a single father or a single mother?
Personally, neither, but single father.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna be a
give reason
hypocrite.
why.
Because men are not in tune, again, as women with emotions. And
Wait. You said single father is more attractive.
Yes.
And now you're talking contrarian to what you just said, like men are not in tune with their emotions.
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay, cool.
So now they're forced to be in tune because children need that nurturing, right? When you're generally speaking, you have to nurture these babies. You have to coddle them.
Okay, I see where the logic is going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't be harsh, and I have to remind myself with my son, because I am raising a gentleman. I'm not raising a beta, or soy boy. I'm raising a man.
Yeah.
So I have to.
Is his father in his life?
No, he's butthurt.
Okay, so I'll tell you this, right?
Talk about soy.
It's nothing that you'll ever will be able to do to raise him to be a man.
Correct.
Impossible.
Correct.
It's good that you know that. So he's gonna need some type of masculine presence.
Correct.
To instill that into him.
Correct.
I always say this: women turn their daughters into moms turn their daughters into women, and they turn their sons into adults. Fathers turn their daughters into ladies, and fathers turn their sons into men. The reason why is because fathers instill chastity into his daughters, which then makes her a lady. The reason why is because fathers instill discipline and assertive and decisiveness and integrity into his son, which turns him into a man.
Correct.
Okay, cool. I'll let you land your plane in. Keep going.
So
just wanted to let that be known.
I'm not a man, so I can never take a father's place. But I'm not raising a soy boy. And that's one of the biggest issues with single mom households is that they emasculate their sons to try to kind of coddle them. Oh, your daddy isn't here, so come here, mama's boy, come here, mama's boy. And then here we are raising a generation of weak men, weak boys.
Soy boys. Like
so that's, with the single father, that's really nice because he has to be in tune with his softer side, right?
Yeah.
But he also is a man, he's providing. So you have that nice balance per se.
Mm-hmm. I understand your logic. Good. Now the second question to that is which one would be harder to date? A single mother? Mom. Single mom, and why? You can give like 1 or 2 reasons why. Why it'd be harder.
Oh, that's gonna be There's a lot of reasons. Because single mothers have high expectations of men that they don't even follow themselves. And I'm just saying this.
She's spitting.
I am a single mother, but I have my own house. I have my business. I got my kids taken care of. But, you know, I would like someone on my level. Mm-hmm. But we also are very guarded. Mm-hmm. So it's now these single moms have that masculine energy where we are, oh, I'm independent. And so you're blocking any further blessings or any man that actually wants to lead you and your kids. And I just feel like single mothers in general, like, again, I'm gonna be a hypocrite because this is what it is. Yeah. Is, well, what do you have to offer me and my kids? Well, what you got to bring to the table besides you and your burdens?
Hey, she's spitting.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my thing.
That's facts. What about you? What's your name again? Dej Loaf? Oh, hey, my bad. Erica. What? We had an Erica sitting.
What happened to a Dej Loaf?
Sincere.
Okay.
So the question is, who do you think is more attractive, a single mother or a single father, and why?
Okay. So I'm gonna have
to
say
be real. Speak with what you think.
I think a single father is more attractive to me, but I've never seen a single mom, if that makes sense. Like, my sister always had a man. My friend always has a man, you know, and she has a child, and so on and so forth. But sheesh.
So single father more attractive.
Yeah, I'll say single father is more attractive. And then the second question.
Second question is, who would it be? Which one is harder to be in a relationship with, single mom or single father?
I'm gonna have to say single father.
Oh, okay. Give a reason why. I think you're the only one so far. So let me hear this logic.
I would get a little bit nervous, like, oh, where's like the mom? Like, is she still like in the child's life? Is she gonna try to come back? Because I feel like that's easy for her to take back her place. So I'm like, okay, so where is she at? What's going on? What is she? So it's like that's what's running in the back of my head rather than like a single. I feel like it's easier for a single mom because I feel like guys are like, oh yeah, I'll take care of that. It's you know, to me.
Wouldn't you say that a single father when he comes? Well, I'm sorry. Wouldn't you say a single mother when she's dating and the guy that's coming into the relationship? Wouldn't you say she's looking for that man to step in as a provisionary at some point? Meaning that he will have to provide for those kids at some point?
Some point. Like he would have to show some.
Okay, now so take that, right? Now, would you say the same thing for the single the single father? Would he look for that woman to come in and to provide tangible monetary things from that woman?
Like motherly roles, or are you talking about like just like money?
Like actually providing tangible things, monetary things. Would that single father look at his girlfriend to be coming in to provide that? Yeah or nay?
Would he look at her to provide that? No.
Okay, so think about that, right? So since the woman looks for security value naturally, whether she got a kid or not, she looks for security. And in order to get that security met, that value there met, the guy has to provide. Right. But vice versa on the single mother, the single father, he's not looking for that girl to come in and to provide. So wouldn't you say it's harder for wouldn't you say it's reverse? It's harder for a guy to date a single mother because he has to provide something. He got more responsibility.
Oh,
not only that, let's say this, right? Let's say this, right? So another question for you to get on this, and then I'll move to you.
Okay.
Because you're the only one that was the contrarian.
Right.
Wouldn't you say when the man comes in the relationship, because he's dealing with that single mom and he's coming into the relationship, that he has the bulk of the responsibility with zero authority when it comes to the kids? Because if the kids is acting up, don't talk to my kids like that. Oh, don't hit my kid. That's my baby. Oh, don't do this. So he has all the responsibility of raising these kids, but no authority. And guess what?
I see where you're coming from.
Responsibility without authority is slavery.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, you're speaking. I can't lie.
Nigga spitting.
Okay.
That's my life yesterday.
Damn.
So,
Okay.
would you change your answer or would you still keep your answer?
Oh man. But okay, now I'm gonna play
Okay.
devil's
Go
advocate
ahead.
now,
I'll give
because
it to
didn't
you.
you already say that men already have that will or have that drive? So
We
what
have
would
a
be
natural
the difference?
proclivity.
Right.
Mhm.
So what would be the difference from, oh, I have to step up, or I feel like the woman would be like, oh, because some women are like, some moms are like that. Oh,
So-
you can.
We have a
Talk to-
natural proclivity to take care of what's ours. To take care of another man's kid, that's not a natural proclivity in us to do that. That ain't natural. That's more like, okay, you know what? All right. It's more of a thought out process, a logical process. If you're gonna do it, if a man is gonna do it, you got to look at the situation and see, does this add up? Is the father doing his job? If it's a whole lot of variables that got to add up. If those variables don't add up and he getting into it, and it's just like, it's gonna be
More of a
extremely hard.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I see it. I see where you're coming from.
Change your mind yet or no? What else you got from me? Or we gonna pass it along? You want me to pass it?
I think we should probably
Let's pass it. All right, you give up. All right, we got one. To
Janae.
you.
Yeah.
Question. So, who do you think is more attractive, a single mother or a single father?
So being a single mom, it's gonna sound a little weird that I'm gonna say this, but in today's society, single moms are everywhere.
Damn.
So and again, I know
so
I'm
what would you say
probably
is more
gonna get.
attractive?
So I say that to say, for me, a single father is more attractive for one of many reasons.
Okay.
Aside from it being personal with me not knowing my dad and me not my son's father not being involved in his life, like I the guy that I recently dated, single dad, and I always used to tell my friends when I would talk about him, like, I love how he is as a dad. I love how active he is as a dad. I've never seen a single dad in my life. I've seen single moms or people in relationships and dads playing their part or co-parenting, but I've never seen a guy so passionate about his kids that it was so rare to me. It's not rare to see single mothers, unfortunately. So that's why my answer would be,
Right.
it is messed up. And then, like I said, it's kind of like hypocritical for me to say that because I am a single mother, not by, I'm going to say by choice, because at one point I decided to pick my pants up and not force it. You don't want to be there, you don't have to be there. I'm going to do what I have to do. But initially that wasn't what I wanted. I wanted the family. Like I said earlier, like I wanted the mom and dad, because like we were talking about what you guys, Denise had said earlier, like there are things that I cannot teach my son. And my son, for one, is autistic. So as it is for me, it's already hard being a single mom to not only a special needs kid, but my son is raised, I do get a lot of help from my grandmother and my mom. I'm the first baby, he's my first baby, he's the first grandchild on both sides.
We gotta move it along real quick. So you said single,
right?
Father's more attractive. Now, next question. Which one is gonna be harder to date, a single father or a single mother?
So I was listening to everybody's answers, and I'm sitting here thinking, because at one point I was on one side, and now I feel like I'm in between.
You on another one.
Like I'm a little in between. But what I want to say is, there's a difference between dating and there's a difference between actually being in a relationship with someone. I date. That doesn't mean that every guy that I talk to is going to meet my son. And I do that for that specific reason, because one, it is not your responsibility to take care of my son.
Well, we talking about actually like in
a relationship.
Yeah,
okay, so I just wanted to be clear, like make sure that I was speaking on the actual word.
Single mother or single father? Which one is harder to be with?
Again, going on my experience, I'm going to say single dad. The guy that I was dating that was a full-time dad, worked hard, 9 to 5, come home, take care of his kids, had his kids all the time. He was the primary caretaker. There was no time for me. I used to get upset, and I used to be like, well, I would never get upset, because at the end of the day, if it's ever between me and your kids, please, by all means, I will never say it has to be me over them. But because, I had that mentality, and because he was the father that he was, my time was limited, and I couldn't do it because I'm needy as well. I want my one-on-one time. I want to be able to go on our dates, and I want to be able to, I want my one-on-one time.
So you pretty much saying that it's harder for the single It's harder to date the single father because of X, Y, and Z because of what you've experienced in your past. All right, I got you. So Rico, what do you think about all of this? I'll repeat the question so the audience can get your thoughts on it. I know you was holding back, so thank you for letting the girls spit that out, bro.
There's a lot
self-control right there. Self-improvement.
All in one show.
So question, who do you think is more attractive, a single mother or a single father, and why?
Well, I'm not attracted to men, so let's make sure that's clear. But if I had to pick, I would think a single father would appear more attractive than a single mother because there's a lot of intangible qualities that speaks about that man. Agreed that men, I have a daughter, you have a daughter.
Yeah.
Right? If a woman saw how I am with my daughter, she'd be like, wow, this is the most gentle man in the world.
Yeah.
But I'm also only gentle with my child, right? Because as an adult, you get different expectations. But at the same time, I can show both. I can show that I'm a stern man who can take care of my responsibilities and still be a loving and caring man. I personally, and I know a couple single fathers, have never met a bitter single dad. I've met millions, not millions, but I've heard millions of bitter single mothers.
Stories, yeah.
Right? So like a dude that might have a child that he's raising on his own, usually as well is on his own. I know a lot of single mothers who get help from their from the child's grandmother, who get help from her friends or her sisters or her uncles. Most men that got full custody of their child, first of all, had to go through the ringer to get full custody. And then secondly, he's taken this position in such a serious matter, he's hands-on, hence why he doesn't have the same amount of time as single mothers, right? So there's so many more intangible qualities and traits that show in a man who is a single father typically than a single mother. So that's why he would appear more attractive, in my opinion.
Word. I agree with everything. And also, you kind of answered this a little bit, but maybe you could allude to some more factors. Which one would be harder to date, a single mother or a single father, generally speaking?
A single mother would be harder to date than a single father because typically speaking, men, not males, are usually in control of their small environments. So he's able to fluctuate time and or love, affection, and care within his family and household. When it comes to a woman being a single mother, she's had to solely think about her child and her. And it's hard for her to include a man at that same level of importance. So like, typically it'd be like, okay, if you can't do X, Y, like for example, if like my girl has a son prior to me, right? I would say 60%, and I just had this conversation with her yesterday. 60% of my fights with you is about your son. It has nothing to do with me and you. It's not my daughter, it's your son. Because once a man takes on another man's child, it's more delicate when he's taking it on seriously. There are people who do treat stepchildren differently, but I'm talking about when he's actually going to take them on, right? So I'm treating him like mine, but the problem is you're not used to having a man treat your child like theirs, right? And so because of that, we are now having a fight because you think I'm trying to override your voice on what you think is your child, not understanding that now that I've taken him on, it is our child, right?
Deep.
So that's the issue that happens when a man actually is doing right and taking on a single mother.
Doing right by that relationship. Yeah.
And so, and then on another aspect, if the father is in that child's life, depending on how that father is, right? You deal with another man who now feels entitled because he does have some sense of responsibility for a child. So if he's an active father who maybe every other weekend dad, right? He still got the right to call at 9:00 on a Friday to check up on his son. And he can interfere with your rules and regulations and foundations on your household, especially if you are the sole provider. So there's so many different things that men have to go to when we're dealing with a single mother versus the opposite.
Yeah.
And that's just my take.
Yo, that's real. That was real. My nigga was spitting.
Right.
Thank you, guys.
That was no Fugazi, dog. Appreciate it. Bird, no Fugazi. Hey, I'm gonna wrap it up with my statement, and then we're gonna do last thoughts on the podcast, and we're gonna wrap it up with that. So, one, I would say, single fathers are extremely more attractive. I was a single father for X amount of years and some time at a moment of time when I was a single father. And yeah, it was easy. Not only that,
right, bro. Like, I don't get what they be stressed about. It's not that hard of a job to do.
It ain't that hard of a job. It's one, when you actually taking care of your
have a daughter, correct?
I have a daughter. I have full custody of my daughter.
Come on,
Cooley.
I'm rare, so I don't really push for that or promote it because it's an exception to the rule. Is very unlikely to happen, so I really don't talk about the personal stuff. But but anyways, so dating a single mother, like the probability of her being hardened and more masculine is just extremely high. It's because she's a single mom. She got to deal with a whole lot of pressures from the world, a whole lot of pressures with her child. That makes her hardened. So normally, not in all cases, but when a man dates a single mom, she's a little bit more masculine. She's been through a little bit more stuff. So that means that man is taking on more things, more baggage that he has to take on. Not only that, here's a statistic, right? Single father households do much better than single mother households. It's a fact. It's a fact. Literally a fact. Single mother households breeds degeneracy in this world. Mike, put the camera on me. Thank you, buddy. It literally breeds degeneracy. About 90%, a little bit over 90% of felons in prison, it comes from single mother households. The school shooters comes from single mother households. The white ones too. You know what I'm saying? So fathers, like I said before, they're the disciplinarians. So the reason why kids tend to do better with the single father is because you ain't getting away with that stuff. We're less emotional. You got to think about it. Think about it in the home, right? Because most of us was raised by single moms, or you raised by your mom, or you got your dad. When a situation arises, your mom is screaming like, boy, what you doing? Put that down. I told you. Like, she's emotional. So when something goes on, she gives an emotional reaction. Guess what fathers do? We sit there, we listen. So mothers would allow things to happen, and then they snap. Fathers, when we notice, we sit there on the couch with the remote, watching TV, switch it on me, bruh. Sit there on the couch watching, sitting on the couch there watching TV, things going on. We like, hey, what's that noise going on? Calm that down. Hey, what's that? No, I told you, put that down, stop that. So we discipline right there. So then it's less likely for things to continuously happen for us to have an emotional outburst. So with single mothers, they have a lot of emotional outbursts. So guess what? When women raise their daughters and their sons and they're so much emotional, they instill those emotional traits in their kids. That's why men, those soy boys you were talking about, those soy boys usually come from single mother households because they didn't have no father there to teach their sons how to be assertive, how to be dominant, how to be, look at things from a more logical standpoint instead of an emotional standpoint. So there's tons of factors on why single fathers are just more attractive and why it's so much easier to date a single father. I'm not even going to get into the factors was why is dating easier to date because he said everything I was going to say.
Thank you.
Yeah. But other than that, let's do last thoughts on the podcast. And we're going to do last thoughts on the podcast. And if you have any questions, so here's the time. We're going to spend about 10 maybe more minutes, get out a question and last thoughts on the podcast. Starting with you.
I liked it. I feel like I'm younger than a lot of people here. So
23 you said, right?
Yeah, but I love to learn So I like to learn about, I just like to expand my mind. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have any questions though.
All right, cool. Well, would you come back?
I thank you. Yeah, of course.
Cool,
And I
we'll
thank
have
you
you
for
back.
the opportunity.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, this podcast popping. We going viral. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And you was pretty base. You was a base guest. You said some pretty logical answers. So
Thanks. I just stutter a lot.
oh no, you're fine. I stutter too. It's all good.
Yeah.
What about you, Nelly?
I don't have no further questions. I actually came to learn more because watching your podcast previous to this one, I've learned also.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I think I seen you in the comments a little bit.
Yeah.
Was it on Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah. You was, yeah.
I was like, 100, 100.
Yeah. You was in the comments a little bit. I think you was fighting with someone in the comments.
No,
fighting in the comments?
No, she is a fighter.
I don't do that. I don't do that.
Okay, maybe
My
it's
niece
someone
was
else.
on one of your podcasts too, though.
Who? What's her name?
Quana Tatted.
Quana Tatted.
You know he's bad with names.
That's your niece? Quana's your niece?
Yeah, that's
I know who Quana is.
her mom is my sister.
She was on
the one
this
that
podcast?
My sister.
One of the beginnings.
She had the cross under her eye.
Oh, Quana. Oh, yeah.
that's my niece.
Yeah. She was
cool
on a
people.
Yeah,
podcast.
she's cool.
Yeah, facts. That's what's up. And would you come back?
Yes, I would.
All right,
I
cool.
would.
Come back
This
with
was
Quana.
a
She
good
can come on again.
experience.
Word.
experience.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And what about you?
I like the facts.
You like the facts?
Yeah, I
Cool.
like a little debate, but I like
I
the
was gonna
facts
say that.
behind it.
We try to keep it no fugazi here.
Yeah, it was cool.
You know?
So, yeah.
Would you, any last questions or anything?
No.
Would you come back?
Yeah.
We'll be glad to have you. It's dope.
Thanks.
And what about you? D nice, D nasty, all the D's.
You're
You know she from New York.
what's up?
So any last thoughts? Well, actually, if you have any questions, if not, then last thoughts.
I don't have any.
No questions?
No.
Okay, cool.
I told you I was like them boys.
All right.
You know?
Okay, well, yeah, you was saying some pretty base stuff too. So appreciate your intellect in this conversation.
That's the Aquarius in me.
The
Shout out to
zodiac
Aquarius.
signs. I don't believe in zodiac signs.
Nah. Almost flew.
Rico loves zodiac signs. So, would you come back?
Sure.
All right, cool. We'll have you back.
We don't like shorts. Yes
What
or
about-
no? No.
Yes.
Hey, there he is. What about you? Last thoughts? Any questions?
So I have a question,
Yes.
and it's from what you were saying earlier,
Mhm.
and you said about the simp and about like him having like a podcast. Do you think that you can be a simp and still be dominant?
No.
No.
You can't, because like
No.
I think that that's you loving your woman, right?
What did I tell you about thinking today?
What did I say? Thing? Did I say that?
So this is what a simp is. I'll tell you what a simp is in very easy terms so you can understand. It's a blanket statement, and then you could correlate everything to when men operate like this. You'll be like, this nigga a little simpy. So a simp is when he does something for a woman without getting anything and back in return, like an equal value exchange, right? So of course, men is going to pay for things for women and show them a good experience. We're not expecting their money back, but guess what? We're expecting other things. We're not expecting anything tangible, but we're expecting you to be loving, you to be, and sex, of course. We're expecting those things back. So simps are guys that do things for women without getting anything back, and they continue to do it while expecting it. Make sense? So they want the box, like, oh yeah, I really want the pussy, I really want this, but
Also too desperate.
not even they may not even be desperate, but they're doing things, they have expectations, and they're doing things but not receiving anything back.
They're wavering.
Yeah. They're
Like
literally
they can't
slaves.
stand on boundaries. Yeah. Think about it like this. You ever met a girl who said she doesn't want to be cheated on, but she keeps getting cheated on?
Yes.
That's a simp. But if you take that same analogy and apply it to a man, he wants something and he can't get it and stand on it, so he'll keep on overexerting
Just
himself.
accepting it.
And
Just accepting it.
That's
Keeping
also
it-
karma too.
Karma? I think.
Like your own karma for doing something.
Well,
Keep doing it and
Yeah,
then
you keep doing it.
expecting. Yeah.
This is called insanity too. You keep
It's
doing
called being-
keep doing something and expecting a different result, but not getting a different result. Well, you're kind of crazy.
You ever seen a guy who had more girlfriends than guy friends? Be aware. Just like how if a guy heard a girl had more guy friends than girlfriends,
Yeah, be
aware.
They are a little
Yeah.
weary about
Yeah,
it.
like,
Okay,
like
same concept.
dudes that like think about masculine males. We cool with females, but like I'm not gonna be like talking to females. Like masculine guys aren't talking to females and communicating with them and doing the most
Gossiping.
and gossiping.
Weird.
Without expecting, like, why would I be talking to you and giving this time and attention to you, but you're not giving me no box? Because we know on the back of our mind is box.
No Fugazee.
So it's like we speaking to you, but not receiving no box. Like, ladies, you're not really that special. But men, we're not really that special either, right? You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So if you were speaking to us, but we weren't giving that masculine energy, that guidance, that direction, which most men usually give on, being a friend with a male, it's gonna be like, well, you're not special if you're not, giving that. You're not special if you're not giving up no box. So it's like, because that's the root cause of it. So it's just like, all right. Like, niggas gonna sit there in friend zone and be like, okay, well, I'll play my position and hope for the pussy one day.
I see you.
Hope is
Then
simple.
I have one more question then. And
Sure.
then that's it. So I started to dress more modestly. And before then...
Good girl. Are you a virgin?
No.
Of course.
Okay.
No. Hey.
She's a freak.
But, no, I'm not. But anyways...
He said,
Not going to elaborate on that. But anyways, as soon as I started dressing more modestly, less guys started to approach me. So
that's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
So what that tells you is, and then, Rico, you want to go first?
Thank God.
Okay, right?
So like the thing is this, right? You need to learn how to be able to be a sorter. Okay?
Right.
So if you can sort people out, then it leaves less room and risk for bad situations or traumatic situations, right? So if you dress modestly and you understand that this is something that's good and I'm having less guys come and approach me, that means that they already were there for the wrong purpose and reasons. So look at it as a shield.
All right. I see.
And then the ones that you do get, it's easier to sort because the odds are in your favor.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah, you want
I
to
was
look
thinking of the
for
opposite for
relationship
some reason.
value
Because you want attention
besides
like women.
sexual value, because
Don't come
you
to me.
dressing provocative and stuff, how you were dressing,
Right.
you're attracting the guys. You're only gonna get sexual value, right? You're putting yourself out there, sexual value. But you being more modestly, it kind of, like he said, it wivels the bad guys out, and now you're going to get more relationship value. But at the end of the day, niggas still want to hit, so
Okay.
it's gonna be, you still got it.
Still gonna happen.
Sincere.
I
Right?
have a question. I'm sorry.
If I wore a suit or I wore distressed jeans, how would you talk to me?
Look at the dude in the suit.
I love
How would you talk? But how would you talk to me?
I would be like, oh, this guy got connections, so of course it's gonna be a little bit more.
You talk to me more professional.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know you have to come correct based on attire.
Right. Okay.
Not saying you're always right,
No, I
because I
get
can
you.
still be. I'm a great business guy, by the way. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
But we don't need to wear a suit. But what I'm saying is sometimes for people like that who will talk to you differently based on your attire, I'm already putting the odds in my favor.
Okay.
Because you're too weary on how you approach people is simply just what you are judging them as on your initial, meeting or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
I feel like that's the reason why a lot of my relationships failed or my situationships failed. Me being in the nightlife, me being in the bartending. I mean, you obviously can't tell now because I'm very comfortable right now. But when the time does come and I do my hair and I do my makeup and I do wear sex sells, and unfortunately it is what it is, especially when you work in nightclubs and stuff like that. So, I would wear things a little more provocative because I know I'm going to attract a certain crowd. But then when the time comes where I want to be taken serious, it's hard for me to be taken serious because they're only going to see me as that. They're not going to
because we all judge a book by its cover.
Absolutely. They're not going to see that
if
I'm
you wearing a hoe's uniform, well, guess what? We going to think you a hoe. If I got on if I got on a fire outfit, y'all going to be like, oh, this nigga probably just put out a fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just how it is. It's just human nature.
Yeah.
You can still be a hoe.
So, are any other questions? Or are you good?
That's all.
Let's move right on to any questions, or if not, last thoughts. Well, actually, I'm sorry, you gave a question. Let's do last thoughts on the podcast for you.
I loved it because I'm always trying to learn more.
Word.
Because, like I said, I just started to switch to modest outfits and switching up my behavior, and that did make a difference with all the men that I've been attracting.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get me a little, it's a little light.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Well, you are taking the right steps.
Okay.
So that is good.
We love it.
And would you come back?
Absolutely.
Word. We'll be glad to have you back. And to you, last thoughts on the podcast or any questions?
So I don't have any questions.
Cool.
And I do want to say that I have been left flabbergasted. Even though watching your podcast and knowing what I was walking into already, you know, like sometimes it's natural for a human being to feel like they got all the answers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's natural for, us as women as well to feel like we just know. And, you know, I had to go back and I was listening to everyone's answers, listening to what you guys were saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that when answering my questions, I have to keep it more of like a general thing. Like I have to stop using my experience because my experience is just mine. It doesn't mean that it's everyone else's. I have to become more realistic with seeing the bigger picture rather than just what I have been subjected to. So I do thank you for that, and you as well, Rico, because I just wasn't expecting you guys to drop these gems. So when I had my answers, like you were going around and I'm like, I know what I'm gonna say, and then when I say it, and then you counter say what you want to say, it's just like, damn, he actually kind of right. I was thinking about that when I went to the bathroom. I was like, wait a minute, this whole time you thought you was a motherfucking 7, but hold on. But now I'm looking in the mirror, washing my hands like, bitch, you was
You were 7.
wow, but it really felt good to learn things from an educated male point of view, because you know there's some guys who just say things just because they want to say things and try to you know what I mean. There's guys that just say
when
things.
When you walk out of here, ladies, when you walk out of here, just know once you leave here, every guy's gonna lie to you because they want to smash.
And you were 3.
When you walk back
And
in
we are
here,
3s.
you gotta get the real.
The real.
Once you walk
Fugazi.
back out, Fugazi. Walk in, no Fugazi.
Okay, no, I have something else then. Because
So hold on, let me just finish up with her. So no, thank you, and thank you for being self-observant and coming back and be like, you know what, y'all niggas was spitting.
No, for real. I gotta give credit where it's due. I wasn't expecting to have that outcome or of like, normally when I answer a question, that's just what it is and you can't tell me nothing about it. But being able to sit here and listen, that's a lot of things. Sometimes people talk just to talk, but they don't talk to sometimes people just hear things but they don't listen. I actually listen.
Well, you're showing some good self-improvement skills.
Look at that.
And shout out to Rello. You got the Rello shirt on. Hey. R.I.P. to my man
Rest
Rello,
in
man.
peace,
You
Rello.
representing them. So
I
that's
had
love
to,
right
I had
there.
to.
And we're gonna end it here. So
Have fun.
yo, thank you ladies for coming on. My man Rico Hondo for stopping through. Give me some love, man. Thank you, man. Hey, and this was No Fugazi. Tune into the next episode. We out.